Welcome to Missoula, Montana, home to one of the best college football environments in America. 126th year of Montana football and the mecca of FCS football in terms of stadiums. Washington-Grizzly is ready for the season opener. It's a blackout. And both teams chomping at the bit to get started here. Central Washington taking on the Montana Grizzlies. Hi, everybody. I'm Trey Bender alongside number 37, Jordan Tripp, the Grizz legend. Glad you're with us. This is a team that in Montana that has some familiar faces coming back, but they also have an influx of new talent and always high expectations for Grizz football.
Always high expectations, Trey. Montana fans expect championship football every single year. You're going to see a lot of new faces on the defensive side of the football, but a little bit of familiar faces on the offensive side of the football as well. The defense is completely reloaded. A lot of high expectations. We'll see what we see this year, Trey.
Well, Ka'ili believes in year 3 he can be the complete quarterback they want him to be. He has the tools.
Yeah, Ka'ili extremely talented with his legs and throwing the ball. Earlier in his career, he relied on his legs a lot more. This year, look for him to work through his progressions more, drive the ball downfield, and just have better command of the offense as another year in this Brent Peace's offense system, Trey.
Split time with Logan Fife, believing he's QB1 this season, and they'll need him in a very competitive Big Sky Conference. They've got some proven commodities, though, in that offense, and a stable of really good running backs. And, of course, you've got Eli Gilman leading the charge, the leading returning rusher in the Big Sky.
Leading returning rusher in the Big Sky Conference. Very successful early on in his career. Jerry Rice Award winner, Walter Payton Award watch list this year, Trey. Extremely talented. For Montana to have a good season, he's going to have to be their bell cow.
You can see what he has done so far. Will he add the Payton Award to that list? We'll find out. If he does, they've got a chance for a pretty good season.
They do. Again, for Montana to have a good season, it starts with the running game, and at the front of that is Eli Gilman.
Now, on the Central Washington side of things, this Wildcat bunch, back-to-back years in the Division II playoffs, and they've got a dual-threat quarterback that is tough to handle, and that's Kennedy McGill.
Kennedy McGill. Really, really good player, Trey. Really good with his legs, extremely good with his arm. Probably the best thing he does is protects the football and has historically. And today, for them to do good, he's going to have to protect the football, Trey.
They'll be in the gun, they'll be in the pistol, and he is a guy that controls time of possession. They led Division II in terms of time of possession a year ago. Joining us on the sidelines all season long is Kyle Hansen.
Jordan, Trey, great to be here with you guys as we're finally kicking off the football season here in Missoula at long last, as the folks here have been chomping at the bit to do so. So let's go ahead and take a look at our conditions really quick here in Missoula as we get this thing kicked off. Brought to you by Stockman Bank. 85 degrees here in Missoula. Nice summer day as we head into September. Very hazy, though, with all the wildfire smoke coming from around the area as well as Canada and some wind coming from the north-northwest. So that's a quick look at your Stockman Bank weather report, Montana's brand of banking. And guys, the blackout games are some of my favorite games to cover here, as I'm sure it is for the fans as well. The energy is palpable, it's high. The team is about to run out of this tunnel right here next to me, and you can just feel the energy, whether it was last year in the opener against Missouri State or 2 years ago when they did it 3 times, including the playoff game against Furman. And speaking of the fan energy and excitement around this, a couple of days ago, the University of Montana announced some history for it, as for the first time ever, they sold out their season ticket packages, 19,700, a little bit over that. All the fans here excited for an 8-game home slate here to be for all of those, and the energy is going to be high for what they're expecting to be as a very exciting season. Here are the teams coming out right now. We've waited long enough for college football to arrive in Missoula, so let's go ahead and send it back up to Trey and Jordan and get this one started, guys.
Thank you, Kyle. What a special time of the year. Sell out, no surprise, 25,000 plus as the Grizz take the field in their all-white uniforms.
Doesn't get much better than this, Trey. College football, Saturday, Washington-Grizzly Stadium, one of the best places in all of college football.
Here's the all-time Big Sky wins leader, Bobby Houck. The waiting was the tough part. Villanova, the Ivy League schools in Montana, had to start later than everybody.
Much, much later. That first week by, I mean, again, there's some teams that have played 3 games before Montana's played 1. Everybody's eager to go. The players are, the coaches are, fans are. I certainly am.
14th season. A proven commodity, consistency, the Montana way, and there's a grit you have to be a Grizzly football player.
That man right there has extremely high expectations for his players every single year. The fans have expectations for a championship season. Continuity, and that man right there has a lot to do with that, Trey.
Montana hosting an FCS record 8 regular season home games, and you can see the setting here at Grizz. New this year, game by game, week by week, captains Drew Deck, TJ Roush, Gino Leonard, and Dylan Botner, the guys for this game.
Yeah, all of those guys, incredible leaders on the team. Botner, extremely smart. Every single one of those guys that you mentioned, Trey, are all just everything that Coach Houck wants in a player and a leader at the University of Montana.
The Grizz will receive from the south end zone, and Michael Wortham, one of the most dynamic athletes, the Eastern Washington transfer, standing on his 2-yard line.
This guy's got some serious juice, Trey. Incredibly strong, incredibly fast, preseason All-American.
This is Wyatt Redding, junior from Sumner, Washington, to kick it away from the 35. College football is here in Missoula as the Grizz take on Central Washington. We're underway. Wortham, a yard deep from the end zone.
He's got a crease.
Up the middle, and he's knocked down at the 26-yard line. Had a seam for a moment, and that's where Montana will start first down. Kali'i Ayat, we talked about it, has worked on the deep passing game, trying to slow things down, be more of a student of the game.
He is. He's such a great athlete. He relied on his legs a lot. You see that a lot in younger quarterbacks. Again, we said it earlier, look for him this year to work through his progressions, oscillate the clock a little bit, and just have a lot more confidence and command of this offense, Trey.
You can see the numbers last season. Great demeanor, the coaches say. He's tough, but needs to protect himself when he does go with the legs in the running game. They go empty set now. Free receivers right. He'll throw that way. And right away, they get it into the hands of Wortham. And we're going to be saying that a lot, I think, this year. Up to the 31-yard line, 5 yards. Today's Players to Watch brought to you by the Jewelry Design Center.
You see those two guys for Central Washington, Colson and McCullough. Colson's a legacy guy. McCullough, really smart inside linebacker leader. Dylan Botner, really, really smart. And the others, I mean, I tell you what. Oh, here we go. Hold on, Trey. We might have something here.
Play fake. Ayat Wortham again, and a first down across the 46-yard line. Chase Colson, the captain, on the tackle.
Colson on the tackle. Coach Torgerson's electing to play man here. Probably trying to stop that Montana offense. And you saw a little half roll there by Kali'i Ayat, hitting him on the go. And they're going a little bit of tempo right here. This is great.
The two-time All-Big Sky receiver off to a quick start here. Couple catches, and they're near midfield now. 15-yard pickup there from the 46. 3 receivers, bottom of the screen. They send the tight end Schaefer in motion. Handoff, Gilman breaks free to the outside.
He's got him.
Will end zone, Eli finds
That's
it.
history.
He does. Touchdown Montana, 54 yards.
All right, you see here, they get caught in man-to-man defense, and you see number 40 right there miss his tackle. McCullough misses his tackle. Man-to-man, Eli Gilman. It's a foot race to the pylon. Touchdown, Montana.
That's your Whitefish Credit Union replay, and right on cue, he could be the best back in FCS, and he's got a pretty good argument after that one carry. 3 plays, the touchdown, the extra point added by Ty Morrison.
Well, talking to Coach Pease earlier in the week, he wanted to start fast, and what he meant by that...
Timeout on the field.
They do start fast, and Eli Gilman finds the end zone, breaks the tackle near the goal line. Grizz off to a quick start.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
The Grizz come firing out of the gate. 3 plays, 75 yards, and an Eli Gilman touchdown run. 7-0 Montana in their opener here. And there's a look at number 10. How about that drive? Explosive plays.
Great drive, explosive plays. 2 out of the 3 plays explosive.
Ty Morrison to kick it away, and that one is going to go through the end zone. And the Wildcats will see them for the first time on offense from the 25-yard line. Kennedy McGill, we talked about this dual threat guy. He averaged 7.7 yards per carry a year ago, and players to watch, there are some good ones, but McGill is number one.
McGill is number one. I tell you what, he's a great player. Can do it with his feet, can do it with his arm. Again, he protects the football, and that's the most important thing you can do as a quarterback. Look for him to manage the game here, Trey. Look for Central Washington to try to attempt to run the clock. Mike Farrer used the turn, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and try to get some explosives downfield.
Coach Fisk, Central Washington, says McGill's a dream player to coach. Great student in person. And they're going to run the football to the right side. And on the carry, it's Justice Taylor. And a good gain close to the first down at the 35-yard line. Today's players to watch brought to you by the Jewelry Design Center.
You got Slade Edwards and Juergens. Juergens is the transfer from Washington State. Slade Edwards is their center. Really good player. Look at the Keon Loud and Peyton Wing. Keon Loud is probably, by his coach, said the most important player on their defense. Peyton Wing, great sideline to sideline player, is going to have that green dot today.
He's on the Buchanan watch list. Wing, a guy to keep an eye on, junior from Sumner, Washington. They'll go pistol formation. They'll show a lot of this as Taylor's behind the quarterback, McGill. Look at the handoff right up the gut, and a first down across the 40, and he pushes the pile forward. 2 10-yard gains for the junior from Lakewood, Washington, who had 7 carries in game 1.
All right, Trey, this is what Coach Farrer wants to do. Watch them run the clock down. They're moving the chains, 3 to 4 yards a clip, and don't hesitate to look outside. If they're a man-to-man, he's going to want to take a shot.
And first down for the Wildcats, brought to you by Tyrama. A couple of good gains on the ground. That's what this team likes to do. They like to bleed the clock and keep you on your heels. This time, in motion is Lloyd Hammer, the tight end, to the right side of the formation. And going the other way with it is McGill, and he's got a first down into Grizz territory and down to the 44-11 on the pickup. Diesel Wilkinson, the nickel safety on the tackle.
Simple stretch zone there, Trey. In 11 personnel, that's 1 back, 1 tight end. And what they're doing is they're reading that defensive end. The offensive line has wide splits and creating running lanes for that athlete McGill we've been talking about.
Bo Phillips now into the running back spot. Again, this is a team with McGill at the helm. He rushed for 135 in their win in game 1, 41-14.
They're in man-to-man here. Look for him to block and potentially throw.
Handoff Phillips, left side. And inside the 40 to the 39. Pickup of 5. TJ Roush on the tackle. Let's take a look at the fan zone call to action. The Marsh McLennan Agency fan zone. Call to action. We have a new system for Marsh McLennan Agency fan zone. Scan the barcode on the bottom left of the screen. Follow the instructions. Send in your pick. Sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. We'll share some of our favorites later in the game. Good start offensively for Central Washington. At the Montana 39, it's been all on the ground so far. Taylor in the backfield now with McGill. Looking to throw, blitz is on, and they force the incomplete pass, and that was Peyton Wing.
That was Peyton Wing on a pressure there, and that's what's going to have to happen. Central Washington is going to have to get the ball out fast. You see right here, McGill drop back, and he's got Peyton Wing in his face right now. They brought 6 and went 0 pressure. That's man-to-man across the board. Very, very good job by the Montana defense getting the ball off of McGill.
Jordan, you did some of those things when you played here. They're excited about what Wing can bring to the table. Third down now.
This is a Yogi formation, unbalanced. The end man on the line of scrimmage is eligible at offensive line. Let's see what we get here.
Handoff, Taylor. And he stopped short of the first down. Fourth down upcoming. Looks like they're about 2 yards short of the line to gain.
What a hit by Peyton Wing. He is juiced up. That young man is flying around. You see why he is so highly touted as an All-American candidate. Look at him here, shoot through the gap, no hesitation, bang. Great play.
Fourth down and no hesitation, Central Washington going for it.
Watch the hard count. They're changing the play. Watch the hard count again. Montana's in man-to-man coverage right now.
They do a lot of this, bleeding the clock down.
You got Juergens and Grable, both over 6'3" here at the bottom of your screen.
And they don't get the snap off. The play clock expires and a penalty flag thrown by the back judge.
Tough defense by Montana. really good start by Central Washington. What they're doing, they're taking that penalty on purpose, Trey.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
They knew they were going to punt. It helps them out, trying to pin them deep here.
Just outside of that field goal range, and they'll bring on Wyatt Redding. As you look at Chris Fisk, who's done a masterful job. Last year, 8-4, lost in the first round. 20 all-conference players, won 9 games the year before, and also made Division II play. As the dangerous Michael Wortham standing back at the 8-yard line. Rushes on, a high kick. Wortham is going to let it hit, takes a sideways hop out of bounds, and a pretty effective kick by Redding. Montana will have it at the 10-yard line.
Trey didn't end up with points, but Central Washington ended up punting inside the 10-yard line. Well, great start here, Trey. A lot to come back here at Washington-Grizzly Stadium. That's a fast start. That's exactly what Coach Pease wanted. 3 plays, 2 of them explosive. That's 15+ yards and a touchdown, finished off by Eli Gilman. You see here the throw to Wortham on the out route. That's what we've been looking for from Kaylee Ayat, going through his progressions and being able to drive the ball downfield. Eli Gilman again finishing it off for a touchdown.
They force a Central Washington punt, and the second series for Ayat and company from the 10-yard line. Play fake. Slant pattern incomplete. He wanted Blake Bohannon, the 6'1" senior from Woodstock, Georgia. Hard-working guy, according to Brent Pease. Just a little bit off the mark with that one.
Just a little off the mark. Just a touch behind him, Trey. Not a bad throw, and that route could have been maybe a little bit shallower. He's going to get coached up right now by Coach Pease on the sideline. They're going to go tempo here. No huddle.
They love the speed of these wide receivers. So far, we've seen Wortham and what he can do. 2nd and 10 now from the 10. Play action again, setting up the screen. Catch is made by Brooks Davis, and he's knocked down. A short game, could have been a bigger game. This is a guy you're really excited about, Davis.
Yeah, Brooks Davis, young guy. You don't typically see young guys get on the field in Coach Pease's offense that much. He's, from his coach's words, very smart, very physical, and treats himself like he's a senior, almost a graduate student, Trey.
Had a good camp, big playability, had high school offers from Air Force, Army, and San Diego State. California kid, and now after the incompletion, it's 3rd down and 10 from the 10. This time empty set, 5 receivers for Montana.
They're in zero coverage. Let's see where Kaylee Ayat decides to go.
From his goal line, almost intercepted.
Wow. Montana got away with one there. We got a flag. I didn't catch it. Let's see what we have here.
Chris Dotson had a beat on that one from his secondary position.
Holding. Number 62, the offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
So as an offensive coach there, Kaylee's just got to calm down a little bit. The last thing that you want to do is late and over the middle. He's going to come to the sideline. They're going to regroup and just try to iron out a few things there that they did that weren't becoming. They had some personnel and substitution issues. Not a good way to start the drive.
So Ty Morrison, 5 yards deep in his own end zone. 2nd year with the Grizz for the senior.
You know, if you're Central Washington here, this is what you want to do. You flip the field. They got it blocked up.
And it's Antoine Lee, and good coverage from Montana. He's knocked
37.
down after a couple yards to the 45-yard line. 50-yard punt, short return, 7-0. Montana off to the early lead.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Town Pump.
These teams met for the first time in 2008. Back and forth affair. It was tied in the final seconds, as Central Washington gave Montana all they wanted. Brody McKnight hitting a 42-yard field goal with a second on the clock. After that Reynolds touchdown there it is, 38-35 victory. That was one many remember here in Missoula, a big win for Coach Howe. And Central Washington starting from the 45 after the punt. Keeping the football's McGill, and he is gang tackled after a short gain. Hayden Schwartz was in there, the defensive end, the 248-pounder, but a flag comes in.
Yeah, they might get him on a horsepower face mask here, but great play in space by that young man, Hayden Schwartz.
Face mask. Number 90 of the defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
Rob Quello, our referee here, and that is costly. That moves it to the Montana 39.
As a defense here, after a 15-yard penalty, that's the same as an explosive. That's the same as an explosive. You see here with the face mask, 15-yard penalty. As an offensive coordinator, this is the section of the field where you're going to like to take chances a little bit more. During that same look they ran it. Let's see if they pass it here, Trey.
They've got Taylor and Phillips.
A lot of success.
Twin backs as Taylor goes in motion. They'll throw it his way.
Double pass.
It's a lateral. He'll throw it. The left-hander downfield for Lloyd Hammer. And he can't come up with it. It was well executed. Now a flag comes in late after the play.
Yeah, they may have saw something we did. I don't know. It looked like he played back into the ball, but just like we said, this is where offensive coordinators like to take shots and like to have gadget
Number
plays.
10 to the defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's TJ Roush. That was one of those underthrown balls, and he gets flagged for it.
You know, that's one of the hardest things as a defender. They played it great. Montana covered it really good. Good eyes by that young man. I don't know. They were hand fighting there. Refs saw something we didn't. And really tough out there for Montana. You got to have the next play mentality, Trey, and you got to, I mean, they're inside the 25-yard line now. Central Washington is right where they want to be.
We thought we may see a gadget play from Central Washington. They break it out right there, and it works for them.
Empty set. McGill is looking right now and counting numbers inside if he's going to draw. If he's going to draw or do a quick pass. Here comes Phillips.
Throw to the right sideline. Nothing doing. Jalen Grable is gobbled up by Keon Lau.
There's that young man that Tim Houck, defensive coordinator Roger Cooper, are so high on. With his ability to play man-to-man, it allows them to blitz. Here's the play. Great job by McGill getting the ball out quick and pressure. Keon Lau drives on the ball. Great open field tackle.
Tim Houck says he might be the most important guy on D.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You see why he can be so special. Long and fast.
2nd and 11 now. Central Washington has moved the football. No points to show for it yet. Bo Phillips in the backfield. In motion is Juergens. Phillips wrapped up. Caleb Otluski, their leading returning tackler from his linebacker spot.
Caleb Otluski is a big individual. He is 6'4", 241 pounds, and runs. Watch him a lot this year. Inside, blitzing, you see him, way to play off of the block. If you're a young player watching, that's the way to use your hands. Strike, extend, and go make the play.
A couple good defensive plays for negative yardage. You can see what Caleb did a year ago. So effective and important for a team that doesn't have a lot of returning experience. 3rd and 12. Pressure coming. McGill deflected. Caught by Lloyd Hammer off the deflection, but it won't be good enough for the first down. That was Solomon Tuliaupupu got his hand on it, and somehow Lloyd Hammer caught it, but it's still well short of the first down. No gain.
Well, they're 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11. That's not where Coach Ferreter wants to be, Trey. He wants to win first down, 3 or more yards, and have 3rd and manageable. When you get a negative play like Keon Lau, it allows Montana's defense to blitz and put them in tough situations.
Now here's a kid from Switzerland, David Weber, for an attempt from 44 yards from the left hash. 4 or 5 in extra points. His first field goal attempt. Beaugenet, the holder. And the former goalkeeper from Switzerland nails it from 44 yards. And a good drive, 6 plays and points for the Wildcats.
That's exactly what you want to do if you're Central Washington. Get points on the board early. And Mike Ferreter, they did a really good job of getting out of trouble there and putting points on the board, Trey.
Very dangerous team in Division II, and they hope to make some waves in the playoffs. We have a new feature this year, the Williams Plumbing and Heating Poll. Visit WilliamsPlumbing.com to register for a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Grizz or Cats game. Today's question, drum roll please, which top 10 Big Sky Missouri Valley team has the best chance to win it?
Well, I don't know. Fans, what do you think? Trey, who do you got here?
Wow, Ed, I'm gonna have to stew over this a little bit, and can I do a little bit more research? Scan the barcode with your phone and
put your vote
let us know what you think.
Well, that's a tough board there, isn't it?
Well, North Dakota State dominated today.
They did.
Great outfit there. As you look at Michael Wortham, who hopes to have more accolades this season after a tremendous career at Eastern Washington. The kick into the end zone, and Wortham's going to bring it out. Across the 20. And flag comes in late as he's down at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, looks like a little extracurricular there by the return team. We'll see what the refs come out with. Boy, really highly competitive environment today, Trey.
Let's hear from Bobby Houck here momentarily. We're going to first sort this flag out here.
Holding. Number 30, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's Rob Quella. Bobby Houck on the long layup. The layoff, they're finally playing football.
I thought training camp was good. We're excited to play. It's the longest off season in all of sports, and we're finally going to get to play games. So it's hard to believe we're the only team that hasn't played yet, but we'll be excited to go this week.
And there's a pass deflected as they tried to get it to LaKeldrick Bridges. It's not easy to wait all year, but then when you have to wait into week 2, offensively they look pretty sharp at the outset here.
It does. You know, it's a long wait. I don't care who you are, whatever team in America, you're going to have to play. I mean, you see here the most wins. I mean, 138. I mean, that's just incredible. Got Wortham and Gilman in at the same time.
This is the Wildcat. We'll see a little bit of this year as they'll hand it off to Gilman. Off the snap to Wortham. A little wrinkle and a pickup of close to 5 yards up to the 20-yard line. Wortham is a guy that was a high school quarterback. He can affect the game in so many ways, and that time he just hands it off.
Just hands it off. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He actually throws it pretty efficiently, if Grizz fans remember, against Eastern Washington, and that's great for K-Lee. Now they're in a 3rd and manageable. You don't have to have a home run ball.
Ayat back in there at quarterback on a 3rd down and 5. Already an Eli Gilman touchdown run. Ayat to throw it, and the catch is made. It's Jordan Deaver, and he has a first down across the 30-yard line. Tackle is made by Chris Dotson, the junior corner, but Deaver gets involved, and that's his first catch.
So you see here, great route by Deaver, coming, breaking it off, and going up and getting the football at his high point, getting down. That's what you need if you're Montana, moving the sticks. Great completion, great protection by the offensive line. They're going to go no huddle here. They got an extra tight end as well, Trey.
Congratulations to number 9, his first collegiate catch, no stats last year in a Montana uniform. Gilman breaks it. Gilman across the 40, midfield, and he's down to the Central Washington 48. He's big and physical, and he has that burst as well.
They went 12 personnel. That's 1 back and 2 tight ends there. And what they've done, if you can see right here, look at Schaefer going across the line of scrimmage and the offensive line going.
They go tempo here quickly now with Gilman. And he slashes his way for short yardage this time to the 44-yard line. Colson was on the tackle after the 27-yard game. Makeo Edward, the defensive tackle, stops him here.
Yeah, Coach Peace is deciding to go no huddle. He's liking what he's seen from the Central Washington defense in terms of matchups, Trey.
Gilman now with 29 career rushing touchdowns. He's behind Ayat, who looks to throw it.
Man,
deep ball downfield.
Oh,
Bridges can't come up with it.
Really good job by Central Washington covering that up. It was there if the throw was just a little bit shorter, Trey. Really good job by both teams. You see here, Central Washington in stride. He does have him by a step, but that young man made a hard throw.
Boy, so much attention on Gilman, who has 4 carries, 89 yards. They try to take the top off with that one to no avail. Now 3rd and 7. Bohannon to the bottom of the screen. Ayat steps away from pressure. He's going to run it. And he slides for the first down. That's what he does so well, Jordan. And he was effective moving the chains.
Well, that's what Coach Pease wants him to do when he needs to run it.
Now, wait a minute. They say the slide happened before the stick. They're going to mark this one at the 38.
Well, this is an obvious go situation for Coach Houck. But going back to that last play, he wants him to go and get down. He wants him to get down. A year ago, he probably would have lowered his shoulder and put himself out there.
It's 4th down, no hesitation. They'll go for it here. Bohannon in motion. Handoff. First down. Stevie Rocker Jr. inside the 20. Keeps his footing. And finally down at the 12-yard line. Chris Dotson on the tackle. Rocker Jr., their best receiving running back, the 5th-year senior, breaks off a big one.
You see right here, just an inside zone double team. They call that a crunch play. Rocker Jr. does a great job by being patient, keeping his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and getting the ball downhill.
They say he has surprising speed. Special teams standout a year ago after a 25-yard pickup. First down at the 13-yard line. Rocker in the pistol behind Ayat. Slant, caught. Wortham down to the 7. They've got their target on Wortham. He's not getting big gains, but he's still effective in this passing game.
They had a double coverage there. You see the safety following him at the slot receiver. That's the number 2 receiver. Ayat saw that. Oh, they're going to go into Wildcat. Right here, Kaylee Ayat is coming out, but Kaylee did a great job working through his progressions and throwing that slant low and on time.
Okay, we saw this earlier. Michael Wortham, who rushed for big yardage last year at Eastern Washington, had 5 rushing touchdowns.
Don't be surprised to see him throw as well, Trey. I'm not saying he's going to, but he can.
Doesn't hand off to Rocker, keeps it instead, and they played that pretty well.
Good
One
defense.
down to 5. It'll be 3rd and 2 coming up.
By
Tackle
Central
made by,
Washington.
That was Brett McCullough on the tackle.
McCullough is their guy. He sniffed it out. He did a great job by staying home and not going with the motion here. You see they try to take Rocker to pull him out of there. He stays, plays off the block, and makes a great tackle on a really, really talented player.
It's a captain right there. Second coach on the field, very smart. And here's a big 3rd and 2. Mike linebacker, he had a pick 6 in their game 1 win. 3 receivers right, including the tight end Titus Rohr, the Tennessee transfer. Handoff, Rocker straight ahead, puts his head down, touchdown Grizz.
Here we go. Right now you see this. It's called a cut zone play. Great job, and that's the same play that they had the big first down on earlier in the game.
2 rushing touchdowns last year, his first this year. Morrison for the extra point. And it's 14-3 Montana. Explosive plays for a touchdown, and this more of a conservative drive, but very effective.
You know, this is what Coach Pease wants. This is something they struggled at doing last year. 11 plays, 85 yards, 451 on time of possession. This is a great job by Montana, moving the sticks and winning on 3rd down. On the contrary, Grant Torgensen, their defense, one of their keys to victory was getting off the field on 3rd down, and they did not do that this drive like they did in the previous drives.
That shows right there that they can move the football in a lot of different ways. We saw Wortham in the Wildcat, but you've got a mixed run. I know they want to run it first, but the play action can be very effective.
It can be very effective. What it does is it allows Kaylee Ayat to have a little bit of pressure off of him. When he can do the play action, those great players like Colson and McCullough for Central Washington have to respect the run, and they can't just key up on the run or the pass. So if you're Mike Ferreter here, Trey, it hasn't gotten away from you yet. This is still very, very much a ball game. Expect him to get back to what was so successful at the beginning of the game, running the football.
Well, we knew they had a great stable of running backs coming in. Already 127 rushing yards for Montana.
I mean, that's what you want when you're Coach Pease, and again, it helps out the passing game so much. It's going to force Central Washington to put 8 in the box. That's an extra player, so there's 1 person per gap.
Morrison's kick will find its way through the end zone, and Wildcats will have it at the 25. Now a message from the Jewelry Design Center.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
So far, so good here. Season opener for the Montana Grizzlies. Top 10 preseason ranking again. Number 6 right now. And you never know how it's going to play out when you start a season, but so far, so good.
So far, so good. Let's see what we get from McGill here. Back in this running game, potentially, Trey.
Play fake, throws to the near sideline and over the head of the intended receiver. He was looking for Logan Brady, the senior. Big target at 6'1", couldn't connect.
Yeah, just a simple run-pass option there. McGill elected to throw the ball on that out route. Now, you're faced with a 2nd and 10. That's not a terrible position to be in if you're Central Washington. Also, on the other side of the football, Montana has rolled a couple of guys on the defensive side. You got Prince Ford in right now and Keon Loud at the corner. Clay Oven, number 37, in the game on defense.
Where's that number 37? You wore the legacy guy from Billings. Twin running backs next to McGill. Handoff. Phillips hit hard and knocked down after a short gain. Spun out of that. Let's see where they mark this. They're going to mark it at the 28. He stayed with it and picked up close to 4.
Didn't look like a lot, Trey, but Bo Phillips, wow, what a tough run. He got peppered a few times by those inside linebackers. You can see Montana defense flying around. The offensive line for Central Washington, led by Slade Edwards, is really doing a tremendous job in the running game with those wide splits. Let's see if Coach Ferreter decides to do that more on this series, if he can convert here, Trey.
Final minute here, first quarter, 3rd and 7. Juergens in motion toward the sideline, rolling that way, the quarterback McGill, and puts that one on the money. Jalen Grable, big target at 6'3", and that's where they really stand out. It was a tackle made by Prince Ford, 8-yard pickup.
Okay, well, that's called a half roll pass, and you see why you have to respect McGill so much. He can run. He ran to throw there, and he put it on the money and converted on a very, very hard 3rd down. And what that's going to do is allow Coach Ferreter now, the play clock is at 15 seconds. He wants to chew the clock. It's going to keep that dangerous offense of Montana off the field.
And they're going to let this roll to the end of the first quarter. Couple touchdown drives for Montana. Coach Fisk, in his 7th season at the helm at Central Washington, has seen some good things from his offense. But only 3 points to show far. And the Grizz off to a good start offensively.
Great start offensively for Montana. If you're Central Washington, I like what they've done on offense as well. More to come back here from Washington-Grizzly Stadium very soon.
Welcome back into Washington-Grizzly Stadium. The sun's setting a little bit, so things are cooling off here as the Grizzlies lead the Central Washington Wildcats 14-3. And Central Washington, guys, has been one of these programs at the Division II level that's been a bit of a power, and obviously that man right there, Chris Fisk, has been a big part of that. Obviously located in Ellensburg, Washington. Pretty good enrollment there with just over 12,000 students, founded in 1891. Some famous alumni too, Craig T. Nelson, John Kitna, and folks might remember Mike Riley from that famous 08 game as well, guys.
7th season at the helm. He's building a quality program, and there's a quality completion as they go to Jalen Grable. Keon Loud on the coverage, but McGill put it right on the money.
Again, Coach Ferreter is looking for explosive plays. This young man, Jalen Grable, 6'3", 195 pounds. Looks like they're hustling up to the ball. Let's see what we get here, Trey. McGill's changing the play at the line.
36-yard pass completion. Taylor's in it, running back behind the quarterback, McGill. He'll get the handoff. Hammered by Wing, bounces off of it, and they corral him after a short game, maybe one. Wing got there first to blow things up, and he got some help from his teammates.
Great anticipation by Peyton Wing, scraping tight. That means coming right off of the defensive lineman who's in front of you. On the contrary, great job by Justice Taylor bouncing off and continuing to stay on his feet and get a few extra yards after contact.
He's a big back, 6'1", 195. Wing goes 6', 229. Quite a collision there, 2nd and 9.
So they got empty set here, motioning Taylor back into the backfield.
Taylor straight ahead, trying to work between the tackles, bounces off another tackler, drives forward. Great second effort, close to a first down. Cade Boyd, the free safety, the sophomore from Billings, on the stop. AVA red zone.
Okay, so you see Coach Ferreter, 3 yards and a cloud of dust, trying to take shots down the field. You are seeing this exemplified on this drive the most, and this is the most success Central Washington has had doing that.
2nd down, make it 3rd down and a yard. They've got the football just outside the 18. 3 receivers, trips bottom of the screen here.
Here comes Peyton Wing. Great call.
Calls his number. McGill for the first down to the 14, and that was Clay Oven on the stop.
Great call by McGill, running it opposite the pressure of Montana. Peyton Wing coming off the edge. Here goes the Grizz. They were going to roll their defensive line, try to stay fresh, and that's one thing that Tim Houck wants to do. He wants to create depth early, and getting these reps now is really important in doing that.
Started every game last year. Kennedy McGill led Division II in yards per carry. He rushed for 1,700 plus, threw for over 1,200 last year. And they've got a fresh set of downs at the 15. Double tight ends to the right. Nobody to fake it to. Fires to the end zone, wide open, touchdown. It's caught by Camden Lloydhammer, and that was well disguised. And the Wildcats on the board after an 8-play drive.
That's called a big wheel from the tight end. They show run front side, and then they leak the tight end out late backside. If you're the inside linebacker right here, you see Gino Leonard. He has to get back in coverage to the corner.
They're going to go for 2 here. Trailing 14-9, they'd like to make it a 3-point up. They broke out of it. It looked for a moment they were. They're going to kick the extra point with David Weber.
That was interesting there. I want to see if they're going to try to get him on a substitution error there. That was pretty handy by Central Washington.
And the extra point is through there. Too early to chase points probably anyway, but it's 14-10. And how about this Wildcats team? They really did a great job off of the play action there to set up that touchdown. 14-10, the visitors from Ellensburg, Washington, with a statement. They're still trailing on the road in Missoula. You're looking at Travis DeCure and the Montana basketball program. Big Sky champs a year ago, went to the big dance, enjoying some football here in Missoula. Good program there, and they enjoy college football Saturdays.
They enjoy it, and the football players enjoy basketball. A lot of those guys are friends, and Coach DeCure, they have had a lot of success here in basketball at Montana over the last few years.
Impressive drive by Central Washington. McGill to Lloydhammer, the tight end, on a beautiful play fake, 15-yard score to make it a 14-10 game. Season opener for Montana, and facing one of the top teams at the Division II level in Central Washington. Wyatt Redding's kick, and it'll be Rocker fielding it across the 25 and dragged down from behind at the 31-yard line. Great tradition in Montana. Part of that is back in 2004 to 2009. Mike Ferreter, 2-time All-Big Sky, 2008 co-captain. What a career.
What a career here is right. Both parts of both of those championship teams. Mike Ferreter was a great receiver here, great blocker, and he's even a great coach because he can sit here, Trey, and he's been in those rooms, he's sat in those seats, he can talk to those receivers. Grizz fans definitely know that name, Mike Ferreter.
Now the Central Washington offensive coordinator, but also wide receiver and tight ends coach here at Montana in 2015 and 17. He has seen a lot of football. On first down, Eli Gilman. Tough yardage, tough sledding. A flag comes in late after the play, and a pickup of 2 right there. Wortham and Gilman, star guys out there, and the target on them as we take a look here at the call.
Personal foul. Number 76 for the offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's going to be Patrick Matten, the guilty party. And look at Ferreter's career, and to be a great player and a great coach is impressive.
It is, and his players have a lot of respect for him. You can tell him by how hard they play. And I mean, 2-time All-Big Sky, again, captain, leader of Montana offense when he was here.
He tried to let them know what kind of environment they'd be coming into here, but it's hard until you actually play in it.
Look,
what a play fake there on the tight end, Evan Schaefer with a catch. And he's across the 30-yard line. And a good job there by, off the play action, Schaefer.
Trey, big wheel. That is the play that Central Washington scored on. You see it right here. Schaefer leaks out on the backside. The boundary linebacker nearest the sideline needs to cover him on that. Interesting call by Coach Pease there.
18-yard pickup. This is the 30th career game for Evan Schaefer from Connersville, Indiana. And it sets up a 2nd and 7 at the 34-yard line. Take to Gilman, setting up the screen. Wortham's got it. Wortham across the 40, first down. Wow. To the 45-yard line. That burst is so impressive.
It is. That's the play that Brooks Davis slipped on earlier, and Montana had to punt. You see Wortham there catch the ball, stay inside, and great job converting for a first down. We got a player down here.
Yeah, that's King Williams, their second leading tackler, the corner. Here's a look.
Hope that young man is okay. Looks like he just got a little shaken up.
That's your Whitefish Credit Union replay there. The catch and the run by Wortham. And Williams, a junior from Fairfield, California. He was at Washington State, did not play with the Cougars. Part of a contingent of guys from that state. They've got some good football players.
They do have a lot of good football players. I mean, King Williams, their defensive back for Central Washington has had a great day today. And, you know, their whole defensive perimeter for Central Washington's done a great job containing these Montana receivers so far.
So look at Ayat, 7 of 11, 63 yards after that completion to Wortham, and a first down now at the 46. Already a couple touchdown drives for the Grizz. To the air, Ayat flushed out of there. Now he throws on the run, and Bohannon, the catch was in bounds.
Well, the refs will have a better look at it than us.
He was. What a catch. Jalen Weber on the coverage.
Great catch. Great job by Kaylee Ayat using his legs to keep the play alive. You see him roll out of the pocket here. Keep his eyes downfield. That's something you didn't see a year ago. Looking. Great get open drill. Catch, first down, Montana.
21-yard pickup for the senior, the Kennesaw State transfer. Play fake again to Gilman, this time to the other sideline. Catch made by Davis. Brooks Davis down close to the first down marker as he's slung down at the 25-yard line by Chris Dotson, who's been busy at the cornerback spot. They'll hurry up now.
That was about a longest throw you can see there by Kaylee Ayat. 8-yard throw, about a 40-yard throw on the opposite hash.
Pistol now with Gilman behind Ayat. And again, the play action. Corner route. Incomplete. Thought Davis could come up with it. He hung it up there near the goal line, and a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity, you know, that's about the best miss you can get if you're Kaylee Ayat. He throws it to the right person. On the other side, Central Washington does a great job. Good job. Way to stay in phase, in stride with the receiver, and don't panic. And he goes and puts his hands to his hands and knocks the ball down.
Third down and short. They need to get it just inside the 24-yard line. Bohannon, bottom of the screen. In motion goes Jordan Deaver. Wildcat snap. Direct snap. Wortham turning the corner. Wortham has a first down to the 15. And he tightropes the sideline and he's out of bounds. Pretty good option right there as he can make things happen in the open field.
Really good option, Trey. And that's what makes him so dangerous. You have to respect the run, you have to respect the pass with Wortham, but he's got such elite speed. See him right here, press the line of scrimmage and make the defenders miss by just simply outrunning them to the sideline.
The Grizz enter the AVA Law Group red zone again. First down at the 15. Gilman behind Ayat again as Bohannon goes in motion. Handoff, Eli. Sidesteps a man. What a cut right there. And he's close to a first down at the 5-yard line.
Well, the offensive line for Montana is really getting a good push on the Central Washington defensive line. You see Central Washington get pushed off the ball. Eli Gilman lowering his pad level and getting yards after contact.
Play fake this time, Gilman, and it's picked off in the end zone.
That's a simple pop pass.
On the field, his pass was intercepted in the end zone.
Javante Walker picks it off. They fake to Gilman, and that backfired.
Javante Walker playing with zone eyes, keeping his eyes up and not getting fooled on the run fake here. You see Kaylee Ayat run fake to Gilman, and he's watching him the entire time. Just a little pop pass, hangs it up there too long. Turnover for Montana on a really successful drive. So number 9, Javante Walker right there. He's spying Kaylee Ayat. Kaylee Ayat stays in the pocket, and he just simply drifts underneath the tight end and intercepts the ball, Trey.
Logan Lishanis might have gotten a hand on that, the linebacker, but that's a big play by Walker, the sophomore from Lacey, Washington, playing in just his 3rd game as a collegiate. They've got it out at the 20-yard line. Handoff. Phillips breaks it to the outside. Phillips run out of bounds after a big gain. 22-yard pickup.
Great play by Phillips. Great play getting to the edge. Montana's got to calm down. Central Washington needs to keep this momentum going. Right now, you see they're getting good blocks on the perimeter. Juergens blocking downfield very successfully against the Montana secondary. If you're Coach Ferreter, Trey, you're going to want to stay in this mode. You're going to want to stay eating the clock up.
Diesel Wilkinson, the Idaho transfer, finally on the stop. First down at the 42. 76 on the ground now for the Wildcats. And we've got whistles here. Timeout, Central Washington.
Timeout. Central Washington, their first timeout on the field.
Coach Fisk with a touchdown drive and then a big interception. His team right in it, trailing by 4.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
3 generations of trips. Gene Jr. Trip, offensive lineman, 63-64. Son Brian, linebacker, 89 and 90. And my broadcast partner, Jordan Tripp, NFL career. It has to be special to carry on that tradition.
It is. It means so much to our family, and a lot of great memories here.
We thought we'd spring that on you early as we're just underway.
Well, I appreciate it, you know, catching me off guard here.
Kennedy McGill to the air now. Here's what he does well. Moving with his feet, and they corral him finally at the 49-yard line. Elijah Tolbert, the senior Eastern Illinois transfer, finally got to him.
Well, that was a great play by Tolbert in the open field to make that tackle on the other side. Great job and great decision by McGill, and putting his head down and getting what he can get.
We talked about McGill's ability to run the football, led the conference, the Lone Star Conference, in rushing a year ago at that quarterback spot. You can see how valuable he is. They just love his demeanor, everything about him. He is a complete package.
He is, and he controls the ball well, and he protects the ball. He doesn't make bad decisions.
2nd and 3, just shy of the midfield stripe. Phillips is the running back. He'll get the handoff, slanting to the near side, left side, and good job playing it towards the perimeter. 1-yard gain. Tolbert was there again to close it down.
Once again, Tolbert playing off of blocks, playing downhill, physical football. He did that so great at Eastern Illinois, and that's why the Montana coaches love him so much. You'll see here, Tolbert pushing the line of scrimmage downhill. Watch him scrape over the top and run inside out and make a really good play on the ball.
First team all Ohio Valley Conference in 23. Physical at 6'1", 232. 3rd down and a couple. Juergens and Grable, 2 big targets, top of the screen.
He's changing the protection.
Line of play clock. I don't know if they got the snap off. They say they did just in time, and it'll be Phillips, and he's close to the first down. Tolbert on the stop.
Yeah, you can see Coach Houck. He's really upset. It looked like that clock ran out, but tell you what, here goes Central Washington. Once again, 3rd and 1. They convert. Coach Ferreter wants to convert on 3rd down. Continue to chew the clock up, control the clock, and right now, against a really good Montana football team, they're doing that, Trey.
Again, they led Division II in time of possession last year, over 36 minutes, and Bobby Houck knew he would see this. Bleeding the clock, keeping the football was a concern coming in. From the 47 now, trips right this time as they send the tight end in motion. Throw to the right sideline and knocked out of the hands of Juergens as they got coverage over there from Micah Harper, the
Good
BYU
job
transfer.
By the Montana defense, covering the quick flat route. Coach Ferreter just wanted to try to get it out of their hands quick and keep Montana honest with the pass game because they're having so much success in the run game. But again, they snapped that ball with 2 seconds on the clock. Previous play, snapped it with darn near nothing, Trey. They want to control the ball and keep it out of the offense's hands for Montana.
You saw Harper, who spent 7 games with BYU last year at 11 tackles. He's a big factor in at that free safety spot. 2nd and 10.
That's why they like Kennedy so much. He's changing the play at the line.
Hands it off to Ryder Bumgarner. Gang tackle. Double teamed right at the 45. Otluski was in there, and physical football, and it'll be a 3rd and long coming up.
Good physical play by both of them. Coach Ferreter decides he wants to try to run the ball with a 2 high safety look. That means 7 people in the box, and Good job by the Montana linebackers and not Lewski playing off the block and making the tackle.
Central Washington wanted to stay out of this 3rd and long. What kind of blitz scheme do you see here?
Well, if you're Coach Hauk right now, you're going to sit there. Coach Tim Hauk's going to try to dial up her pressure. Look for Tolbert or Lewski come up the middle. They went in nickel right now. They brought in an extra defensive back, meaning pressure. Here they come from the boundary. Kennedy McGill's going to slide the line to the left because he's got man-to-man up top.
Tolbert and Tuliaupupu coming. They run it to the right side, and Taylor has a first down. Boy, that was a good job of playing away from the pressure. TJ Roush on the tackle.
You see Kennedy McGill step up to the line and identify that the pressure is coming from the wide side. He slides the offensive line that way. Away from the pressure, he elects to run the ball. Great decision by him. First down again. Central Washington, when Montana had them right where they wanted to, Trey.
8-yard pickup. That's 6 carries for Taylor and 40 yards. He leads them in rushing. And the Wildcats on the move at the Grizz 36-yard line.
Once again, play clock all the way down to 10. Here he goes, changing the play at the line again.
Double tight ends left. Phillips in the backfield now. Phillips. Tolbert finally brings him down. That's a good gain, 5 yards or close to it. The senior finally dragged him down there.
12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends, run the clock down 3 to 4 yards per pop. This is what Coach Ferreter wants to do. He said earlier this week, if we're gonna have a chance to stay in this game, we're gonna have to control the clock. We're gonna have to run the ball. We're gonna have to convert on 3rd down, and that's just what they're doing right now.
Central Washington has to like where they are now as we get near the 4-minute mark. 2nd quarter.
Empty backfield.
Now Phillips is back there. McGill hands it to Phillips. And he's hit up high. Keeps his footing. He's still open for the touchdown. He kept his footing. It looked like he went down. Schwartz thought he had him. And they finish off a 9-play drive with a 31-yard touchdown. And the Wildcats are in front.
Well, that's about as good a run as you're going to see by Bo Phillips. Yards after contact. Slade Edwards had a big hand on that play. You see right here the double team working up to Solomon Tuliaupupu on the run and just bouncing off of defenders, keeping his feet going and his eyes up. Touchdown, Central Washington.
9 plays, 80 yards, almost 5.5 minutes as David Weber in for the PAT. It was 14-3, and now it's 17-14. A couple touchdown drives for the visitors from Ellensburg, Washington.
Right, you can see right here. Big play for Central Washington. We have a big game here right when we get back.
Big touchdown run for Bo Phillips to put Central Washington in front. They answer with a couple touchdowns after trailing 14-3 and have the lead here. Under 4 minutes to go before halftime from Washington-Grizzly Stadium. And how about this just down the road? A good one. Bobcats are now in front of the Jackrabbits in a matchup amongst the top 2 teams in FCS. Thanks for sending your picture into the Marsh McLennan Agency fan zone. Here are a few of our favorites from today. Keep them coming. How about the little one there wearing the Grizzly attire?
Yeah, I think we got that onesie too for our little wood, Trey. Look at this, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's happy that football is back. Grizz Nation is happy. Central Washington's happy right now.
Dogs wearing Grizz attire, kids wearing Grizz attire, and they've got a battle on their hands here. Central Washington in front, 17-14. Ayat off the play fake. What a catch by Bohannon, but more importantly, how about number 4 breaking the tackle? And he's run out of bounds at the 31, 6-yard pickup.
What a physical play by Bohannon. Staying on his feet, catching the ball in traffic on a hit. You see right here, Kali'i, little half roll outside, catches the ball, 7 yards, where you want to be for the Montana offense.
Chance to go a little tempo here as they get into their 2-minute offense on 2nd and 4. A little pitch in motion was Wortham, and he carries for a first down. He's been their best option on offense. Of course, Gilman's been good as well. Colson on the tackle.
Well, Colson just made a nice tackle and saved something from going a really long way there. But like you said there, Trey, Wortham, He's been consistent. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. Gilman, I think that Coach Pease right now wants to take all of this clock and drive it in for a touchdown on half.
Wortham has 4 catches. He's carried it a couple times as well. First down from the 36-yard line. In motion is Davis. Handoff Gilman, trying to pick his way, breaks a tackle. Gilman across the 45 and knocked out of bounds near midfield. That's over 100 yards. Brett McCullough, the captain, on the tackle, and the great career continues.
Great run, great physical finish by Eli Gilman for a first down. We're going tempo here. Let's see what we get.
14-yard pickup, and now whistles. They're going to stop play here. Timeout called by the Wildcats.
Well,
Timeout. Central
Montana
Washington, their second.
had Central Washington in a nickel defense while Montana was in 12 personnel. 1 back, 2 tight ends, and they were running the ball downhill against a lighter package with a 5th DB. And Central Washington decides to call a timeout, regroup, and adjust before they cross the 50-yard line.
It's clear, Jordan, both teams want to run the football, and they have both run it effectively. Grizz 160 on the ground, Central Washington 134 rushing.
Well, you hear Coach Hauck, you hear Coach Pease early in the week, you hear Coach Fisk and Coach Ferreter. Like you said, it's incredibly important to control the clock, control the tempo of the game, and control your destiny, so to speak, in terms of the game. And when you run the ball, that's a really good way to do that. You see 112 yards here in the first half. What a day for that young man and the offensive line.
On 6 carries, explosive plays from the All-American. On first down, Ayat in trouble. Got away from it, wide open. The catch is made by Drew Deck. Touchdown, Montana. 50 yards, and he was left alone. Maybe a breakdown in coverage, but the quarterback allowed that play to happen.
Well, Kaylee had a big offseason in the weight room, and you see that defender sloughed right off of him there, Trey. Unbelievable job holding onto the ball. You see right here from the end zone, he steps up in the pocket and delivers a strike. You know how hard that is if you're a young quarterback. A lot of those guys will spill out of the top. He stepped up against the defender right in his face. Touchdown.
4 plays, 76 yards, and Morrison with the extra point, and a quick response from the home team, up 21-17.
Well, that's one way to get back on track, Trey, if you're Montana and Kaylee Ayat. I think that when he comes to the sideline, Coach Pease is going to be extremely excited about how he stepped up in the pocket and delivered a touchdown throw. We're going to get another look at it here. You see Kaylee once again stepping up in the pocket. That's not easy to do when someone's staring down the barrel. And hey, busted coverage or not, you got to step up and deliver a throw with somebody right in your face. Good job by that young man, Kaylee Ayat.
And the 6-year senior from Kalispell, Drew Deck, puts him in the end zone. They have had 3 touchdown drives now, and they've each been a little bit different. The 3-play drive early, the longer 11-play drive, and then this one.
Well, again, we talked to Coach Grant Torgensen earlier in the week. He wanted to eliminate the explosives, but what did we have here? We had a busted coverage and 2 explosives, Trey. 4 plays, 75 yards, touchdown, 1:25 of possession. So now if you're Montana, you got to reel it in and say, we're on defense here and we got to get a stop. But Central Washington, I tell you what, they are playing at a high level. They believe that they are in this game because they certainly are. And we have a really, really good showdown here in Washington-Grizzly.
And their offense can give anybody fits. They put 41 on the board in a win against Colorado Mesa in game 1, rushed for almost 300 yards. And not an easy out for a team that's going to make a run. You get the feeling at Division II this year.
Well, every single year, Trey, they are competitive and they're competing for a championship in their division just like at Montana.
Phillips across the 15. Breaks another tackle and another one. This guy is tough to bring down and finally out of bounds near the 27.
He is very tough to bring down. You saw in that last touchdown run he had. When we talked to Coach Hauck early in the week, the first thing he said when we said, what does it look like for you guys coming out? He said, we need to tackle well. We have not seen that from the Montana defense or the special teams in the last 2 times they have had the opportunity to make tackles, Trey.
How about this number? 506 yards of total offense already in this game.
And we're still in the first half. Are we playing a video game here, Trey?
It has been fun. I don't know if Bobby Hauck's enjoying it when this Central Washington offense is on the field. They've got some time, 2:20 to work with.
Well, Montana's a man-to-man again. Let's see if Coach Ferreter takes advantage of it.
McGill over the middle. first down catch. And they move the sticks with Justice Taylor out of the backfield. Keon Loud on the tackle.
2-minute offense, they're on the ball, and they are in man-to-man. You see McGill here calling the plays at the line of scrimmage.
15 on that pass reception. Ball at the 42 now. We'll hand it off. Taylor left, not much. Atluski was in there, got some help from wing, and it'll be second and long coming up.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
The 2-minute timeout is here. Fireworks from Washington-Grizzly Stadium. You're watching Strip Sports Saturday Showdown. Strip Sports, the official broadcast partner of the Big Sky Conference. Four-point lead for the Grizz. Big game for Eli Gilman. Arguably the best back at the FCS level, over 100 yards, and he moves up the charts. Passing Rocky Cleaver as Osmo's next on the list.
Yeah, he's had a great game today. Great career so far. Again, if they're going to have a good game today, it's going to be in large part by the offensive line and him.
It's all been about the offense today. Central Washington has been impressive as well. Looking at a 2nd and 8 from their 44. Bumgarner into the secondary and down to the Grizzlies' 38-yard line.
You see the stretch zone there. They got one play. They're going to hurry up to the line. They're going to hurry up to the line. They're going to get lined up. I wouldn't be shocked to see them take some more of the clock, though, and try to see what Montana's in on defense. And here you go again. McGill changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Coach Fairder trusts him a lot in order to do this.
20-yard rush down to the 38 as we near the minute-and-a-half mark. Play fake this time. Pressure coming. McGill looks for Juergens. Knocked away and picked off. It's picked off by Cade Boyd off the deflection. Boyd's going to bring it back. And finally knocked down to the 25-yard line. 2 in coverage. Loud got the ball, knocked into the air, and Boyd finished it off.
Well, you see why Coach Tim Houck loves this young man, Keon Loud, so much. His length and range allows him to play man-to-man here on Juergens. Washington State transfer. Look at him get in phase, go up and make a play on the ball. Good job hustling as a Montana defense and getting the interception on a tip. Tips and overthrows, Trey, you got to get those. That's what they say.
Boy, you've got to love Loud. You talked about him leading into this one. Rangy at 6'2", can run. He had offers from Idaho and UC Davis. They're glad he's in a Grizzly uniform, and good job by Boyd. Johnny on the spot.
Well, certainly, and now you got Montana's offense back on the field with the opportunity to score going into half.
1:18 and timeouts to work with. Ayat rolling away from pressure, is going to run it. He's out of bounds near the 30-yard line, close to 5 on that carry.
Well, good decision by him. Take what you can get out of bounds, and don't get a hit. So, if you're Central Washington, there's a minute and 12 seconds left on the clock with 3 timeouts. That's an eternity. You can stop the clock 3 times. That means everything's on the table. Run and pass. So you got to respect both.
Here's the numbers from Ayat. The interception in the end zone, otherwise pretty good. Oh, great block by Rocker. Throw by Ayat, and it's bobbled and incomplete. Put it in Bridges' breadbasket, but he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back. Boy, Rocker did a great job protecting his quarterback to the field there when he rolled out. Bridges would like to have that one back. You got to have a short memory and move on. Really good strike by Kaylee. It looks like he's starting to calm down here after the first few series, Trey.
Dad Bryan, All-American. He's putting up good numbers here in the first half. There's Rocker, breaks a tackle. Rocker, first down. Rocker into Central Washington territory. Well, their best receiving running back, McCullough, on the tackle.
McCullough did a good job stopping that there, but like you said, their best pass catcher. He's very smooth with the football in his hands from a pass.
21-yard pickup. Again, 43 seconds to work with. Ayat is in some trouble now, and he throws it incomplete. Flag's going to be thrown here. There's nobody in the area, and the guy that gets credit there is Modelino Masunu, the senior defensive tackle.
Modelino Masuna's had a really good game so far, Trey, and created a lot of pressure. They're going to get Kaylee here on a grounding, it looks like. And, you know, that's one thing that Central Washington has done an extraordinary job of early in this game, is creating pressure with a 4-man rush and being able to cover and stay deep and not have to bring an extra person so Montana can't push the ball down the field. Great play by Modelino Masuno.
Intentional grounding. Number 8 of the offense. The ball is dead at the spot of the foul. There were no receivers in the area. Game clock operator, please subtract 10 seconds to 26 seconds left in the half. In addition, we have a sideline warning, Central Washington.
So now your options a little bit more limited, Jordan.
Looks like Coach Houck is going to elect to see if we can go a timeout and get the 10 seconds back on the clock.
Montana is elected to take a timeout to avoid the 10-second subtraction. Game clock operator, please return the clock to 36 seconds.
You were on that, Jordan. You looked at me and said, hey, with that timeout call, that would be a wise move here, and
right.
they saved the time.
Well, you see Kali'i here drop back. You don't want to take a sack in 2 minutes. When you got 3 minutes, it's better than getting a 15-yard negative penalty. And then you see Coach Houck on that penalty. Inside of 2 minutes, if you get a penalty like that, Trey, you get a 10-second runoff. So Coach Houck elects to use a timeout. Put 10 seconds back on the clock. So now you got 36 seconds and 2 timeouts.
That's when it pays off having timeouts late in games. Sometimes you burn them early, it costs you. You don't have that opportunity.
It does. You know, early in these games, you get a substitution issue and you burn a timeout. That's why you see the head coach is so upset when they have to use a timeout that they don't want to.
Hey, let's tip our cap to Chris Fisk and the job he's done here. And Bobby Houck knew this would not be easy, but this team picked second preseason poll in the Lone Star Conference. They're going to be a team to watch out for in Division II this year.
They are every single year, and let alone this year, like you just said. They have a lot of talent. Their defensive line is very, very good at disrupting the passer, like I said, with 4 people. The 2 interior guys can push the pocket. On the edges, they're really, really good at pass rushing on 3rd down and 5+. What they've been able to do and get Montana in that during this game.
2nd and 23 now. 3 receivers to the left for Ayat with Rocker in the backfield. Pressure coming up the middle. Ayat's just going to have to take the sack. Couldn't do anything with it as the pocket collapsed, and that was Chase Lloydhammer in there to drop him.
Once again, 4-man rush, Trey. Montana's trying to get receivers downfield.
Timeout. Central Washington, their 3rd timeout of the half, 30 seconds. Game clock operator, please put 29 seconds on the play clock, or game clock.
Now, Lloydhammer's brother is their tight end. He's a big kid at 6'5", 260, but there was nothing for Ayat to do in that situation.
There wasn't. Big guy by big guy in Lloydhammer. Nothing for Ayat. He's in his face, unable to see, unable to get the ball downfield to make a play. It's hard sometimes when that 4-man rush gets home and you're trying to have a long developing play trade downfield. I mean, you see Coach Houck's frustration right now in his offensive line. I mean,
what do you do here? Now, you don't want to be too conservative, but
right.
It's 3rd and a bunch, and it looks like they're just going to play close to the vest. Yep, right. With no timeouts for Central Washington.
There's no sense. There's not. I guarantee you, Coach Peace does not have a play in his playbook here.
Yep.
For 3rd and a million.
They're going to take a knee, and they will take a halftime lead into the locker room, 21-17. Some good things from the offense. The mistake for both teams near the end zone, but a 4-point lead for Bobby Houck and company.
4-point lead for the Grizz. Central Washington is right where they want to be. And I tell you what, Coach Fisk going to has to be extremely happy. These players have to be happy. They're playing stride for stride with Montana right now. On the other side, Coach Houck is going to try to eliminate some of these mistakes that they've made.
This is the end of the first half.
Let's go down on the field. Kyle Hansen with Coach Houck.
Yeah, Coach, quite the shootout here, but you guys have the lead going into halftime. Let's talk about the offense first. What are you liking from that group as those guys have had it going here early?
Well, the pressure's late. We got to handle the line games better there at the end. And then, you know, we go the length of the field and throw the interception. The end zone was a bad play by us. So that's about it on offense. We're moving it pretty well. Got to protect a smidge better, but we're good there.
On the defensive side, obviously Central Washington having some success, but huge stop there at the end. What can you say about Keon Loud making that play there?
Well, that was a good play, obviously. We got to stop the stretch in the mid zone. Corner's got to be a little firmer on the edge, and we should be good. We should be in good shape. Kicking game's playing pretty good. Should be just fine. Up 4, we better go.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you. Trey, Jordan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle. 21-17, an entertaining first half. Montana in front of Central Washington. It's the Montana Chevy Dealers halftime report. Right after these messages, Gilman with a touchdown. The offense looking good, but a battle here at Grizz. Montana in front by 4 in their season opener.
Good evening, everybody, to the Scripps Saturday Halftime Studio. I'm Scott Breen.
And I'm Casey Conlon. Busy day in the Big Sky Conference, including the game you're just watching right now. Montana up at the half, 21-17 on Central Washington. Busy first half.
Yeah, not what Grizz fans expected at all. Let's go ahead and take you out to Missoula to show you in case you missed any portion of the first half. In particular, here we are in the second quarter. And Central Washington, the Division II team in black jerseys. How about that? From Kennedy McGill to Camden Lloyd Hammer. And then here they come again, this time for the lead. Watch the running back. He handles the clothesline, fights through, and Bo Phillips is gone for the 31-yard touchdown and a lead to Central Washington, 17-14. Moments later, Ka'ili Ayat escapes. Drew Deck is wide open. The 50-yarder regains the lead for Montana at halftime right now, 21-17.
Biggest game of the day in the FCS is just down I-90. Number 3 Montana State, number 2 South Dakota State. Let's get you right out to Bozeman for these first half highlights. We jump straight to the second quarter. It's 3-0 SDSU, but the Cats in the red zone. Design QB keeper for Justin Lamson. He's going to walk in. Cats up 7-3. Now, same score late in the half. Cats punting deep in their own end. SDSU coming after it, and they get there. It's blocked. They jump on it. Massive momentum swing for the Jacks, and they would pay it off. Another designed QB keeper, Chase Mason. He's in easy, made it 10-7, and it's actually 10-10 at halftime as the Cats would drive down just over a minute and kick a field goal. So we've got a lot to play for in the second half there.
Two great games right here for you on Scripps Sports. Coming up after the break, we'll take you around the rest of the Big Sky Conference. Scores, highlights. Stay with us as the Scripps Sports halftime show rolls on. And welcome back on the Scripps Saturday big halftime show, and all the Big Sky teams in action today, including number 18 Sacramento State visiting Nevada. Hornets are buzzing early down in Reno before the half. Watch this, going deep. Ernest Campbell catches it in stride, and he is not going to get caught. 17-13, the halftime lead. Sac State still up now late in the fourth quarter, but disaster strikes. Watch the pass here. Picked off by Jonathan Maldonado, and he's going the distance. That's a song, is it not, Casey? Can't tell you who sings it. Nevada wins it in dramatic fashion, 20-17.
He's coming for speed, I heard.
Yes.
Now to Idaho State and New Mexico. The Lobos, coached by former Idaho headman Jason Eck. And by the way, you're going to recognize this guy too. Scott Trey Humphrey breaks loose 63 yards to the house for the Lobos, 14-3. They were down actually in the fourth, but Humphrey again, he seals the deal. 32-22, New Mexico gets the win over Idaho State.
Idaho State's been playing some tough teams and playing in some tough finals this season early on. Slate of Big Sky games on this college football weekend as we go around the league and check it out. Take a look there. Boise State big over Eastern Washington. Idaho is final by a touchdown over St. Thomas. And Northern Arizona 38-31 final over Utah Tech.
Let's keep rolling around the Big Sky Conference. Utah big over Cal Poly, 63-9, your final there. Here's one that we're paying attention to. Northern Colorado up 13-10 against Colorado State in the fourth quarter. We'll have highlights of that one after your games. North Dakota way up on Portland State, 50-13.
All right, that'll do it for your Scripps Sports halftime studio show. We'll take you back to the Grizz in Central Washington after this.
It's a Montana Chevy Dealers halftime report from Missoula. The Grizz season opener. They've got a battle on their hands in front of Central Washington, 21-17 here at Grizz. It's been an entertaining first half. Jordan, offense has been the story.
Well, it has, Trey. Offense has done a great job for both teams running the football. On the contrary, defense for Montana hasn't done a great job getting off the field on third down and what they want to do. They want to tackle better.
Well, the Stars have shown brightly in this one. Wortham and also Gilman. Look at the total yardage, though. We're over 500 yards already.
There's a lot of offense in this game. If you're a defensive coordinator, you definitely want to shore up those problems going into the second half. A lot of points scored, a lot of yards on the field. Look at the passing yards for Montana. 174 yards.
And the second half is right around the corner. The Grizz in Central Washington. 4-point game at the break. Start of the third quarter from Washington-Grizzly Stadium. Montana in front of Central Washington 21-17 in a game where offenses have dominated. Grizz got the football first, and Chris Fisk and the Wildcats will get the football to start the second half. He has to be pleased with his offense. They did have a turnover down near the goal line thanks to a big play from Keon Loud. But we get underway here in the second half. Ty Morrison kicks it away. Phillips and Bumgarner back deep. Bumgarner touches it, but it's through the end zone and a touchback to the 25-yard line. Kyle Nelson with an update from Coach Fisk.
Yeah, Trey caught up with Coach Fisk as he was coming out of the locker room. First of all, the team very hyped up, chanting, walking all the way down the tunnel, taking the field, very proud of their performance. And first thing out of his mouth was they showed they belonged in this game. He was very proud of their effort, their tenacity, their drive, their grit. Said they stepped up to the plate, and obviously I asked him what changed in the second quarter after they were down 14-3, and he said that momentum swing down here with the interception changed everything. So they're looking for more of that in the second half and obviously keeping up that energy, guys.
He mentioned, Kyle, in 2003 as a young coach impressed by Bobby Houck and his style, and he's put some of those pieces into place here with the way he approaches things, and they've had a lot of success in Ellensburg, Washington. They start from the 25-yard line and run it right. Not much doing. Maybe a yard, and that's it for Phillips, who you got to think they've got their sights set on him. Tuliaupupu on the tackle.
Well, they definitely have him keyed up. Guarantee you they talked about him in that stretch scheme that Coach Houck was talking about. One thing that Coach Ferreter likes to do, you'll see it on Sundays with Kyle Shanahan. The stretch scheme, the run and play action pass look exactly the same for the linebackers and defensive backs, which makes it hard. They're trying to run the ball a lot, and they're having a lot of success at it, so that's why they're so successful in the explosive passing game down the field.
Phillips has 8 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. They'll load up a couple tight ends on the left side of the formation here, with Phillips next to Kennedy McGill, who had a good first half. And flags thrown. The back judge and the side judge, and here we go.
Prior to the snap, delay game, offense. 5-yard penalty, second out.
You're going to counter that because they like to bleed the clock. That happens from time to time.
It'll happen from time to time. You see a lot of good teams do this. You see it a lot with North Dakota State. They like to control the clock. You'll see it a lot with South Dakota State. A lot of the premier teams like to get 35-plus minutes of time of possession. Central Washington, no different, top of their league. They're trying to do that here against Montana.
And they said that's part of their culture. It's not often to hear about time of possession being a culture thing, but it is.
It is. I mean, you can tell. You can tell. They're going to take all they can get.
2nd and 15 now. 2 running backs next to McGill. Handoff Phillips, and they've got him spied this time. That's a loss back to the 20. Caleb Otluski all over it.
Caleb Otluski there on the pressure. You're seeing Montana get inside and run a lot of games. What I mean by that is the defensive line stunning away and into the gaps that they are not responsible for to begin with. You see the crash from the outside field into the run play. Great job by Montana's defensive line, collapsing the edge and leaving it clean for Otluski to make a play.
2 starts last year, former San Diego State Aztec. He's redshirted there. Bobby Houck loves him. Coming off a big year, he's a leading returning tackler from a year ago.
All right, 3rd and long. You got Keon Loud man-to-man here at the bottom of the screen. Man-to-man across the board. Let's see what we get.
They're going to play it safe, and that's a loss, potentially. No, breaking free is Taylor. And he's still corralled after a short gain at the 18. Diesel Wilkinson stayed with him. And again, initial pursuit was good, and they'll have to punt it away.
Well, interesting call here by Mike Ferreter. I think he wanted to cut his losses on 3rd and 15, not try to take a shot downfield and get a turnover like they did at the end of the half, Trey. Good, safe play. Try to win the field position battle here, punt it, and get it across the 50-yard line. On the contrary, Montana's got a good opportunity to win in field position and get a score here on this 3 and out coming out of half.
Wyatt Redding standing at his 8-yard line. Drew Deck, speedster at the Montana 40, awaiting the punt. It's a good one. Backs up, fields it at the 31-yard line. Deck has a caravan down the sideline. Deck to the 40, 1 man to beat, keeps his footing. Deck to the end zone. Flag is down, a couple flags, touchdown Montana, but hang on.
There's some laundry on the field. I don't know if we're gonna get a hold by Montana. Great job setting up the sideline return by Coach Houck's special teams. We'll see what the referees come away with, but let alone, you got to be happy there. On the other side, Central Washington, you got to fan the field. You see guys following color down the field, running in each other's lanes. Here we go from the ref right here.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both which will be enforced. Holding, number 17 of the return team. That foul will be enforced 10 yards from the spot of the foul. After the play, personal foul on the return team. After enforcement, first down.
Cade Boyd, the initial guilty party, but a couple penalties on special teams here.
Well, here you see it. 17 coming in. Right here, he gets away from him. You got to keep your hands inside the frame. Good call by the referee there. They're going to correct that on the sideline. Big, big miss for Montana on an explosive play. Now let's look back here. Kaylee Ayat throws an interception going in when they're supposed to score, Trey. They have a touchdown on a punt return here. 14 points that got taken off the board for the Montana Grizzlies. Now, you got to get Kaylee Ayat here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Gilman and a lot of him getting in here in this 12 personnel heavy 1 back 2 tight end set.
Still good field position after the penalty from the 36-yard line. Gilman straight ahead. Puts his head down and close to 4 yards to the 39-yard line. Gilman is a great back, breaking it to the outside, but he's also 6 foot 213, tough between the tackles.
Tough between the tackles, very compact, physical runner. Runs with good pad level. We're gonna see Kaylee Ayat here, 13 of 20, not bad, just with that 1 interception and a couple of decisions. Just gotta calm down and rely on his run game.
From the 39, play action. Ayat under some pressure, throws on the run and incomplete. Juan Bohannon, contact and no penalty flags. That was Jalen Owens on the tackle. We have a new system for our Marsh McLennan Agency fan zone this season. Scan the barcode on the bottom left of the screen. Follow the instructions. Send in your picture. Sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. We'll share some of our favorites later in the game. Contact there, but
little
no flag.
incidental. Just got their feet tied up. I think Coach Houck was looking for a holding on Brooks Davis here in the boundary. We'll see what we get here on 3rd and long.
3rd and 7 to be exact. They need to get it to the 46 to move the chains. Steps up in the pocket. Ayat off of Wortham's hands and it's picked off. A deflection and picked off and a big play made. It looks like that was Jalen Weber, the corner, and that's a couple balls that have been deflected here in this ball game and a big turnover.
Big, big turnover, Trey. You see Montana gets a touchdown called back. A tip here, tips it over with those. You got to get those is what they say. You see this. Great job by him tracking the ball. Now Central Washington is in Montana territory with an opportunity to score and go ahead. Great play by that young man. Montana's defense needs to tighten up and be aware for all and everything right here from the Central Washington offense.
There's a high throw from Ayat. Tough for Wortham to bring it in. First down from the 36 now. Taylor bounces it to the outside. Taylor has a first down, and he's knocked out finally by Diesel Wilkinson after a pickup of close to 13 right there.
Once again, stretch scheme. That's that stretch scheme that Coach Houck was talking about. You can see right here the cut across by 84, the tight end, and blocking the responsible player for the dive. Good job getting him down late, but after another first down.
First down brought to you by Tire Rama. Central Washington on the move again, already 227 total yards. They've got it near the red zone now. Trying to recapture the lead. They led 17-14 at one juncture first half. Taylor. Couple yards, give him 3 down to the 20. Boy, he is a workhorse. They've got a good stable of backs. Taylor, Phillips, and Bumgarner have all carried the load.
The offensive line for Central Washington is doing a very good job washing the defensive line sideways for Montana. And again, I'm going to hit it, Trey. The stretch scheme. You see the stretch going one way. Montana's playing man-to-man, 8-man box, trying to get him to stop. They got man-to-man on the outside, so look for these tall receivers to get an option, maybe one of these times, down here in the end zone.
156 on the ground for the Wildcats. Bumgarner now in. Actually, Phillips in at the running. In the pistol. It's time McGill keeping it. Wilkinson right with him. Great play from the safety as he comes up from his nickel position. Sophomore from Spokane. Third down coming.
That's how you draw it up as a defensive coordinator. You got a dive responsible player, and you have a quarterback responsible player. You see him reading here. Wilkinson makes his read. That's his man. That's his man, and that's all he has. Great job making the play in the open field by him.
4 of 7 on third downs. They need to get it to the 13 to keep the drive going. Pitch, Taylor, it's a lateral back to the quarterback, McGill. Fires for the end zone. Intercepted. It's picked off by Micah Harper, and the Grizz get it back. Another big interception near the goal line.
The ruling on the field is the pass was intercepted in the end zone for a touchback. Timeout on the field.
Well, Trey, the Montana defense comes up big again in the red zone. So you see right here, double pass to McGill. Boy, it's about as live as you can get here at Washington Grizzly Stadium. Turnovers and touchdowns, Trey, right when we get back.
We're back after the Micah Harper interception. Grizz have the football. Michael Wortham on the carry to the outside, and he's run out of bounds near the 24-yard line. A big interception from Micah Harper, the BYU transfer, to give Montana the football back. His dad, Kenny, was a DB at Hawaii, picked off Ty Denver 3 times, and that was an opportune play for this defense.
No doubt it was, Trey. We're seeing a lot of action here from both defenses coming up big. Montana's back on the ball. Let's see what we get here on second and medium.
2nd and 6. Midway through this third quarter. Play fake. Ayat to the air. Catch is made. Wortham, look out. Wortham in the open field. Puts on the afterburners. Wortham. One man to beat. Touchdown, Montana. .76 yards for the electric Michael Wortham, the All-American, putting on a show tonight.
Well, he's been Mr. Reliable today, running the ball, Wildcat catching the ball out of the backfield. You don't have to do much when you got a guy that talented. Right here you see the inside zone fake, and you see it down the field, catching the ball, Wortham making a miss. This is why he's so dangerous. All-American candidate, Walter Payton Award watch list. Very special addition to this Montana team.
And the extra point from Morrison. A big interception, and right away the offense is cashed in. And the offense has had some big moments, but Wortham is electric.
He's certainly electric. Look at him here when we come back. More football at Montana.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University.
Yards of total offense for Montana, now in front 28-17. The Michael Wortham show. 6 catches, 120, and a 76-yard touchdown catch to put him up 11.
Once again, you see why everyone is so excited about him. Very electric. It's nice when you're a quarterback, you can throw it 10 yards and get 75 for a home run ball.
Now 250 through the air for Ayat, as Morrison's kick will be fielded by Phillips, a yard deep in the end zone. Phillips sheds a couple tacklers and moves it up to the 23-yard line. Central Washington has moved the football. They have a couple costly turnovers in this one, both of them down near the goal line.
Both of them in scoring position, and that's why it hurts so bad for an offense, and you love it so much for a defense. You take points off the board, and what Coach Ferreter is going to look at doing right here, this is a similar situation when it was 17-3 early in the game. Look for him to potentially get back into their running game, that stretch scheme, and take a shot downfield.
Yeah, you look at the passing, McGill, pedestrian number, 6 of 11. The 2 picks, just 71 yards. Their run game's been very effective. 3 receivers left, and he's going to keep it. Quarterback draw here all the way across the 25 and to maybe 3 yards as Gino Leonard, the senior from Missoula, on the stop, the game 1 captain.
Great play by him, getting him down. Again, Coach Ferreter, what he's doing there is he's getting the defense in a 7-man box, 2 high safeties, and he's counting. He wants to see how many people before he checks with McGill to see if they're going to throw it or they're going to run it. Right there, they had 6 to 7 in the box, and they elect to run the football.
They limit him to 3 yards, which you could argue is a win for Montana's defense, the way Central Washington has run it tonight. He's going to roll right this time. McGill looking to throw it downfield, back shoulder throw, and a good play defensively made by Kenzel Lawler at the cornerback spot.
So right here is an unbalanced formation. The end man into the boundary zone. He is eligible. What they're going to do is they're going to sprint, get blockers out, give McGill time, and try to drive it downfield. Here you see the route. Great job by the defensive back, staying in phase. Lawler watching the wideout's hip, breaking when he breaks, and knocking the ball down. 3rd and long, where you want to be if you're Montana defense. Look for pressure from Coach Tim Howard.
They wanted Mason Jurgens there, the 6'2" target. They have 3 receivers right this time on 3rd and long. McGill looking that way in the slot. Short catch made, well short of the first down. Cade Cutler all over the guy that caught it, and that was Logan Brady.
Well, just how you draw it up for a defensive coordinator. 3rd and long, send pressure, man-to-man. You're going to see right here, they bring all 3 linebackers. Defensive back and man-to-man does a great job. Cade Cutler driving on the ball, catch, tackle. Now they're punting. If you're the special teams for Montana, watch the football. Last thing you want to do is give them a possession, allow them to jump off sides.
Boy, big stop for the Montana D from a confidence standpoint. They've got a chance to open this thing up a little bit after this punt. Kicked away from Wyatt Redding. Deck backing up. Great kick. And that'll bounce its way into the end zone. And Montana will have it at the 20-yard line. A booming kick from Wyatt Redding. But the Grizz have the football back, leading it by 11. Grizz Nation, young and old alike, enjoying what they're seeing here. 6:46 to go, 3rd quarter. Montana's season opener. And Kaylee Ayat, 250 yards through the air, a couple touchdowns, a couple picks. Both of them looked like they were deflected. Definitely one, and they had a chance to extend their lead, but when you look at what they're getting from their offense overall, they have to be pleased.
They have to be happy. You know, the decision down on the goal line, probably a poor decision, but this one that he just had, poor decision as well. First game jitters.
After a Wyatt Redding 73-yard punt into the end zone, they'll start from the 20-yard line. Stevie Rocker Jr. on the carry up to the 26-yard line. Here's a guy that really can give them a lot in the running back room. And a selfless act for him. Springtime, he donated bone marrow to a 6-year-old in Argentina. A great kid.
Wow. What a tremendous young man.
6-yard pickup. He gets his number called again. Off to the left side. And he's close to a first down. They're going to mark him just shy of the 30-yard line.
Good push by the Montana offensive line. Dylan Botner leading the charge there. Him and Matten on a double team, pushing the defensive tackle for Central Washington back. This is exactly what Coach Pease wants to do. You're going to control the tempo of the game and control the clock. Great job by him. They are in 12 personnel right now. 13. 1 back, 3 tight ends in big personnel. Let's see what we get here, Trey.
They're 4 of 8 on 3rd downs. Pistol formation. It's Rocker again. 3 straight carries. First down, he breaks it. 40. Stevie Rocker to the outside. And finally dragged down at the 39-yard line. Brogan Diasis got to him, but Rocker showing off his potential.
Let's see if Coach Pease goes hurry up here, but they were in 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends. What you like to do, you see all 3 tight ends on the left, and they collapse the edge. And what that forces Central Washington to do is get into an 8-man box. If you break through that line as a runner, it's you and the safety, and you see, great job by Montana.
32 yards on that scamper. Gilman's now in the backfield with a tight end next to him, and he picks his way forward. Not much doing that time. Great at the point of the attack, Central Washington that time. Colson was in there, the captain, who's their leading tackler, and he got some help from Diasis, the defensive end.
Well, Madalino Masuno and Mikhail Edward, those 2 young men on the inside have done a great job today. Really good job pushing the interior of Montana's offensive line back and creating a very short gain.
2nd down and long. 2 backs this time, Rocker and Gilman. Rocker will go in motion to the right side. Ayat's gonna run it up the gut. Ayat close to the 30, just shy of the first down. He didn't hesitate there, and that's what he does so well, his first step.
Right, and that's what Coach Pease wants him to do when he needs to do it, not as your first option. The unsung hero of that one right there was, again, Eli Gilman picking up Kaylee Ayat's blind side on the pressure from Central Washington. Great job protecting his quarterback. Great job by Kaylee Ayat. getting some positive yardage for Montana.
They're going to go double tight ends here. Josh Gale and Titus Rohr in there. They've got actually 3 tight ends as Bohannon goes in motion, and they hand it off to Gilman straight ahead. And Gilman has the first down on 3rd and short inside the 25-yard line. Jalen Owens, the senior corner, on the stop.
Well, right now you're seeing the Montana offensive line wear down the Central Washington defense a little bit. Right here you'll see this. Kaylee Yaya hands the ball to Eli Gilman inside. Good knockback right there by Everett Johnson from Cal, the transfer, second-year player for Montana.
Wildcat, Wortham takes the direct snap, Wortham to the outside, and he's out at the 10-yard line. Walker got to him, and just the shoestring tackle, maybe saving a touchdown. I don't know if anybody can catch this guy in the open field. 16-yard pickup.
I don't know either, but I tell you what, as a former defensive player and a former defensive coordinator, that person's a nightmare right there. You have to account for him, and now you have to account for him at quarterback and at running back, and let alone the speed. Great job by him and the Montana offense.
Now they line him up at wide receiver. Ayat back in at quarterback. Play fake. Corner route. Bohannon can't come up with it. Williams was there on coverage. That would have been an acrobatic catch if he hauled it in. A little bit behind him.
Well, King Williams did an unbelievable job here. Watch him face the chest of the receiver and play back into him without looking back and panicking. If you're a defensive back, if you're a kid at home, that's how it looks.
Meilenberg's in as a tight end, blocking for Gilman, who gets the carry. Gilman bounces to the outside. He's into the end zone for the second time. 12-yard touchdown, and Montana breaks it open. 9-play drive for the score.
Well, Patrick Matten and Everett Johnson were the two that made that happen. You can see here them pushing. So you can see there them pushing. If we can watch a couple more plays down the road, you can see the offensive line is doing a great job. Right here, watch them, watch him. Insert. And then the rest is history by Eli Gilman. One of the things that he does so well is keeping his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. It's really hard for a linebacker to commit to the run when the runner's shoulders are square to the line of scrimmage.
Morrison the extra point, making it a 35-17 lead. Here's the Gilman run.
Well, again, Everett Johnson collapsing the edge there, giving Eli Gilman the opportunity to bounce a run that was intended to go inside, Trey. But Eli, the type of runner he is, not burying himself and running into darkness, having eyes to be able to see and bounce outside. Great job by that young man.
10 carries, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Maybe the best back at the FCS level. Wortham might be the best athlete. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it's really hard for a defense to account for all those athletes. Gilman and Wortham both having big days today. Like we said at the beginning of the show, they were going to have a big day for them to have a good game today, and they have so far, Trey.
And now a message from Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
The Grizz have opened up a 35-17 lead. Joe Silver kicking it off. Phillips, and they're right on him. They drop him at the 18-yard line. Kyle Hansen on the field with a special guest.
Yeah, guys, a really special guest. Country music star Chase Rice here in the house. And Chase, first of all, welcome to Washington-Grizzly Stadium. What's it like being in this blackout atmosphere right now? You having a good time?
It's cool, man. I'm a little confused as to why we're wearing all white in a blackout game, but, man, I've never been to a Grizz game. I've been trying to come to the Grizz-Cats game for 10 years and haven't been able to make it happen, so I got an opportunity to come to this one. I'm fired up to be here.
I think quite a few people are wondering about the white uniforms. It's funny because you just released an album and you mentioned Montana in it. Do you have connections here? What's your connection to coming out here and wanting to go to this game as well?
That's my brother, man. We started elk hunting here 10 years ago, so I fell in love with the valley, And I've just been coming here for 10 years, and this is my first Grizz game, so I'm excited. This is my second college football game in about 5 days. So I went to the Carolina game Monday. It didn't go well for my squad, but this one's going a lot better.
No doubt about it. Well, you've had an interesting summer. We talked about the tight end university back in June. You played Great Falls, Montana back in July, and you're going to play here in Missoula on September 18th. Just speak to your excitement about playing for the folks here in town, and obviously they were showing you some love too.
Man, I wrote a song called Circa 1943 about my grandparents and mentioned Superior, Montana in the song. So this is my second home. You know, I live out here for 4 or 5 months every year, so writing songs about it now, and my whole record, Eldora, is full of mentions about Montana. So it's good to be home in a way. And yeah, September 18th is my mom's birthday, so we're gonna have a day that day where her and I are gonna go fish. She loves fly fishing, so we're gonna have a day, and then the 19th, the next day, is my day to have it. That's my birthday, so I'm gonna celebrate good.
I love it. Well, thanks so much for coming out here. I know the folks in Montana appreciate it. Thanks so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you, man. First Grizz game.
Love it. Trey, Jordan, back to you guys.
Love it, Kyle. That guy was a former linebacker for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Little country western singing in college football combo. Fresh set of downs for McGill and company. Throws off his back foot and incomplete. Diesel Wilkinson all over him, forcing the quick throw, as that was the third play of this drive after a couple runs from the Wildcats.
Montana decided to go nickel defense. There are 2 linebackers and extra defensive back. One thing that's so great about Diesel Wilkinson is he can run like that. That allows you to have him play in the box like he's a linebacker when he can run like a safety and spy McGill and come off the edge and second contain and force a bad throw.
He's the vocal leader as well. He'll let you know about it when he's playing well out there.
He loves football, Trey.
Yes, he does. Mentioned that very loudly in practice leading up to this opener. On 2nd and 10. Bumgardner, nothing doing. They shut down the run on the right side. Diesel Wilkinson again.
There he is again, coming deep middle field, and really good job being patient, not committing until the runner does. Sorting through traffic. Right here you'll see him come over the top to the right side of your screen, inside out, making a really good, solid tackle against a really good player. Transfer from the University of Washington he put down there. Good job by him.
Having those energy guys on D is so important, right?
Energy's great. Sometimes in college football you get so tired you got to fake it till you make it. I wonder if that's what he was doing, Trey, but he definitely loves football and we know it.
3rd and 9. Running that play clock down now again. They get the snap off with 3. McGill flushed out of there. Oven giving chase. McGill double teamed and dropped. Good team tackling, well short of the first down. And that was Micah Harper, one of those guys over there.
Well, you can't ask any more from the Central Washington offensive line on that play. Really good job by the Montana defense, making that a forced run. Here you go, you can see it right now, pressure, and Peyton Wayne comes out of coverage here and makes a good play. Everyone converging on the ball. Good job by the Montana defense getting off the field on 3rd down.
Let's see if they get the snap off before the end of the 3rd quarter. We saw Redding's 73-yard punt last time, and they will not get the snap off, and we have reached the 4th quarter here in Missoula. 14-0 advantage for the Grizz. They really...
This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
Came up strong here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Trey, that's a really good point. They did. They came out really strong and did exactly what Coach Houck wanted to do and shore up that stretch game. More coming back here from Washington-Grizzly Stadium.
What a start to football in Missoula as we open up the 4th quarter. Wyatt Redding gets the kick away. Wortham from the 16 has a chance, and here he goes. Michael Wortham, midfield, and down to the Wildcats 45. The ball comes out of there. Was he down?
It looks like the ball did come out. Not sure if he was down or not. Really good return. Really good job by knocking the ball off and by Central Washington.
He's a little bit shaken up. I think maybe landed on the football
Ruling
here.
on the field was the returner was down prior to fumbling the ball.
Boy, what else can Wortham do in this one? Last year, he led the conference in kickoff return yards in the Big Sky, number 11 in the nation in total offense. He's off to a roaring start, and let's hope he's okay.
Really good job there by the return team for Montana in Wortham, getting the ball downfield, inside, and breaking it out. Really good job by Central Washington, knocking the ball off of him here.
The previous play is under further video review to see if the ball was fumbled prior to the player being down.
So we're going to have the refs take a look at it and see whether or not he was down. We got another look at it from another angle here. Watch his knees or elbows to see if they're down. That counts as contact. Right now, it looks like the ball's out, and that's going to be Central Washington football, Trey.
Video review, our first of the game, and they need clear and obvious video evidence on this. And they're taking a look, but it appeared the knees were up.
It did look that way, Trey. It looked like the ball came out right before his knee hit the ground. You can see it again here from behind. Number 97.
Makeo Edward.
Makeo Edward, great hustle play. That's a defensive lineman chasing down Wortham and knocking the ball out. Great effort. You've seen that from him all day long. He's done a great job on the defensive line for Central Washington. And you can see here, ball's out right here before Wortham's left shoulder hits the ground. The ball's out.
And how about the kicker Wyatt Reddick jumping on the loose football?
Good heads up play by him. He might have got a little more than he can bargain for there though, Trey. I think he might want to get down after that. He's not used to that action.
Central Washington believes it's their football. We'll get a confirmation here.
After review, the ball carrier fumbled the ball prior to his knee being in contact with the ground. Central Washington recovers, first down.
They got it right. It was pretty clear from our vantage point, and a big turnover. That would have put Montana in a position where they could have really broken this thing wide open.
It could, and again, a big play going the other way for either Central Washington or Montana when they get things going. The Grizz defense has to get off the field here if they want to continue to separate from Central Washington.
Wildcats have it at their own 43. The pistol look for McGill and company. He's going to keep it. Hit initially and moves forward to the 47. Close to 4 yards on that carry for Kennedy McGill.
Really good job there, stretching it out by the Montana defense and not letting it get too far. On the other side, though, Coach Farrer's not unhappy with that, Trey. It allows him to keep the clock going, and there's still a lot of time left in this fourth quarter for Central Washington to put points on the board.
In their opener, they only had 7 points at halftime, and they exploded for 34. They are a quick strike unit. Looking at a 2nd and 7 now from their 46. Taylor shifts in motion behind the quarterback, McGill. Taylor straight ahead, puts his head down. He's across midfield, 3rd and short coming up.
Right where Coach Farrer wants to be. 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable, allowing another 40+ seconds to run off the clock. Central Washington's offensive line, again, they do a really good job. That's called a zone cut. You see the tight end cutting across the line of scrimmage. That forces the linebackers to respect that and move a gap over, creating indecision.
You saw the opportunity bank replay, getting the job done between the tackles. Now 3rd and 3 for McGill. Phillips behind him, the sophomore running back.
McGill sees pressure. He's changing the protection. You can see him communicating with the offensive line.
2 on the play clock. Just gets the snap off. Phillips left, slanting. And he's close to the first down. Tackle from behind. And that was Jake Mason, the sophomore end from Ferndale, Washington.
They're signaling in. Looks like they're going to go for it here, Trey. I think this is a really good decision by Coach Farrer. When he did this in the first quarter, we saw a hard count. We'll see if he decides to run a play this time or not.
This has to be an easy decision for the Wildcats to go, but this could be a big play if Montana turns him back.
It could be. I'd be shocked if they didn't go hard count right here and try to draw Montana off sides, but I'd be looking for them to run it.
Malloy, the tight end, in motion. McGill dropping back. Deep shot. And incomplete flag comes in. Boyd on the coverage.
And they
Featherstone, the intended target.
They decided to run another play instead of hard count, and this time they elect to take a shot on the perimeter, knowing that Montana is in man-to-man coverage.
Pass interference. Number 17 in the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Well, Boyd.
15-yard penalty. It's the same. We saw this earlier in the game on that double pass, right in the same area, 15-yard penalty. That's the same as an explosive positive for Central Washington. And that's one of the things that's so hard man-to-man defense when they throw the ball down the field, Trey.
Attack on the yardage, first down at the Montana 33 now. Now McGill comes up and changes the play at the line. Gives it to Taylor. Not much doing that time. Really good at the point of the attack as
There's Kate Cutler there, Trey, coming in from the safety position. Good job by that young man. Phillipsburg, Montana, Flint Creek High School. That's something that you dream of as a Montana kid, being able to come from a small town and play in an environment like this.
has a degree in criminology. 11 games last year for the Grizz. Second down and 8. McGill hands it to Phillips. Cutting back, short yardage to the 30. They've been a little bit better here in the second half, and Cutler was in on that play again. They've been good against the run.
They have been good against the run. Coach Roger Cooper and Tim Houck have still decided to stay with their game plan and go man-to-man in a large part on the perimeter and stack the box. The problem early in the first half was with that stretch play and creating running lanes, and it looks like the Montana defense has found a way to find their run fits and limit these runs from ripping off like they did for long gains in the first half.
A lot of total yardage, almost 500 for Montana, trying to get a third down stop here. McGill in trouble. Down he goes at the 49. Cutler and Gino Leonard.
Gino Leonard, local product from Sentinel High School, comes up with the big play here. We'll see a replay of it. You can see him on the left side of your screen coming off inside out. Great job keeping his feet rolling. And Kate Cutler's there to finish him off. Couple of Montana boys making a play. That's awesome, what you love to see.
Such an important piece in special teams. 2 years ago, missed the season with an injury. 19-yard loss, and the Wildcats left to punt it away. Drew Deck standing back inside the 10-yard line for Montana. And a shank. That's a guy that hit a 73-yard punt earlier in the game. Shanks that one. A little bit of everything from him. 10:19 to go. Montana trying to close in on a season-opening victory, up 18.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way. Town Pump. Pump it up. Stockman Bank. Montana's brand of banking. Your Montana Chevy dealers. And Montana State University. Mountains and Mines.
Welcome back into Washington Grizzly Stadium. Grizzlies leading 35-17. Quick update on Michael Wortham Jr., who went down after fumbling earlier in the game. And guys, he was sitting on the trainer table over there, was holding an ice pack to the left side of his head. Trainers were kind of working with him a little bit. Didn't see in too bad of spirits, but he is still sitting over there. Hasn't made his way back to the locker room yet, so we'll see if he makes his way back out on the field. Guys.
Kyle, thanks. Let's hope that's not serious. Such an important piece, and what a dynamic player he is. Gilman, a short carry, second down for Montana, up 18. He'll bounce it to the outside here. Look out! Eli down the sideline. Gilman finally knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Jalen Owens finally bumped him out. What a first game for Gilman, 61 on that carry.
We're going to get a chance to take a look at this. Look at the offensive line for Montana. Once again, the person that makes that happen is Kenneth Pamphilov out of Roy, Utah, allowing Eli Gilman to capture the edge and make it a foot race. And that's where you see that track speed show up for Eli Gilman, who has the home run ability. Good job once again by the Montana offensive line.
First and goal, and that his career high was 175. He has eclipsed it now, nearing 200. Gilman gets the carry. And not much doing that time as he's bottled up near the line of scrimmage.
Well, Trey, we talked about it earlier. We talked about it early in the week with Coach Pease, and we just know how important this running game is for this Montana offense to have a balanced attack, which Coach Houck wants to have so much of. Once again, you see them come out after a mistake, and they continue to be able to run the ball with success. Good job by the Montana offense.
Gilman with 195 on the ground, career high. 2nd and goal now. Jumbo backfield. Eli driving towards the goal line. He's a little bit short. 3rd down coming up near the 1. Today's Red Zone recap brought to you by the AVA Law Group.
Really good job here. You can see 3 and 2 attempts by Montana in the red zone. Montana, the difference there, coming away with 2, with the 1 interception early. Make it a 3rd if they could put it in here for another score. Again with the 3-back set.
Schaefer, Rocker, and Gilman in the backfield. Ayat hands it off to Gilman. Gilman is in! Another touchdown.
Looks like a little extracurricular after the play. Before that though, Trey, I mean, I felt like I was watching 1950s Ice Bowl with the Baltimore Colts and the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packer power sweep in the days of yore, huh?
I think that's the first formation we learned in Little Grizzly football.
That's the 3rd rushing touchdown for Gilman. Yeah, you gotta, it has been old school in the sense of both these teams like to run the ball. You like to see that in this day and age.
You do.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, number 13 of the defense. The score is good. The penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kickoff.
All right, so with that penalty, that being assessed on the kickoff opens up a whole different bag of options for Coach Houck and his special teams. What you could look for here is a squib kick or potentially a pop-up and forcing one of the other non-returners to catch the football.
Timeout on the field.
King Williams is a guilty party as Morrison tacks on the extra point. Gilman and Wortham, 1-2 punch like Batman and Robin tonight. It's been all Montana taking charge here in the 2nd half. Thanks for sending in your pick to the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. Here are a few of our favorites from today. Keep them coming. The Duffys, Cam and Am, Hills. A lot of representation here. Good stuff.
A lot of representation from Central Washington, from Montana. Really electric night here in Washington-Grizzly Stadium. A lot of people look like they're having a good time at home as well. A lot of history of success between these two programs. Great matchup here tonight, Trey.
And Eli Gilman has put on quite a show. 198 yards and 3 touchdowns, career highs, as Morrison, after the 15-yard penalty, is going to squib it, and it's recovered at the 20-yard line.
Well, that's what we see there.
Could be the best running back in the country at the FCS level.
If he's not the best, he's certainly one of the best, Trey, because you see the night he's had, the success he's had, how he works in lockstep with the offensive line. Really good job, yards after contact, really good job keeping his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and finding extra yards.
He's a guy that's an All-American that could have left Missoula. He could have gone the FBS route, wanted to come back and prove something.
I applaud him for that. He really likes his coach and coaches, and Justin Green, former NFL running back, and he's being developed at a very high level by him.
I mean, look at those numbers. A monster game. And opening this one up with a short run for a score. 42-17 now, under 8 minutes to go. And Central Washington has been shut down here in the 2nd half. McGill. A couple yards in that. It's it. Clay Oven was there on the stop. And actually, that was Kellen Dietrich over there. Oven as well. And boy, number 10's fun to watch, isn't he?
He is. Good play by the Montana defense. Really good play by McGill. You know, it just wasn't there, and that's what was there in the first half, Trey. Those types of plays were there, and the Montana defense has locked down on their responsibilities, doing a really good job in the 2nd half.
544 yards of total offense for Montana. McGill with pressure coming. Ovens after him, and he has to throw it away. Talk about Clay Oven, legacy number 37. Trevin Gradney passed it on. You talked about the importance of wearing that number, and he's a guy that really comes after it, the sophomore.
He does come after it. When we talked to Coach Tim Houck earlier in the week, he was really high on him. He said he's an explosive kid and has a really good ability to run. Right there, he showed how smart he is, though. His responsibility is off the edge there. If he decides to go inside of that block tray, McGill's going to roll outside of the pocket. He doesn't. He stays outside and forces a bad throw and forces them into a 3rd and long, right where you want to be if you're Montana's defense.
3rd and 8. Ovens coming. And that is it picked off? It is. Kenzel Lawler. Are they going to say he's in bounds? No, out of bounds.
The ruling on the field is the ball was possessed out of bounds.
And just so you guys know at home, every single play is being reviewed. It doesn't have to come from the coaches. So this play is being looked at by the review booth. They're looking at it right now. They're going to determine whether it needs to be reviewed. Looks like he was out right there. Really good call by the officials on the field.
Great effort by Lawler to try to get that foot in there, but to no avail. So here is Drew Deck awaiting the punt at the Montana 41. Redding, who's at a 73-yarder and a 7-yarder, and he crushes this one back to the 25. Deck retreating. Drew Deck down the sideline. Drew Deck to the midfield stripe. And the punter knocks him out of bounds, Redding. They've had some big special teams plays, the home team here. 6:47 to go.
On the field.
Montana enjoying this season opener. The Grizz breaking things open second half next week. Revenge on the mind. North Dakota comes to town. The Fighting Hawks pulled out a 3-point victory last season at Grand Forks. And North Dakota coming off a victory over Portland State 50-20. Kickoff at 1 right here along these script stations next Saturday. North Dakota, Montana. The Grizz have to feel pretty good about the way things have gone here. Offensively, of course, and the defense got better as the game wore on.
They did. The defense shored up a lot of the issues in the run fit game that they had in the first half against Central Washington in that stretch scheme, in that stretch cut scheme with the tight end that we showed you coming across, forcing the linebackers to flow over the top. Good job by Coach Cooper and Coach Houck.
And now Jake Jensen's going to see some time at quarterback. The USC transfer. It was a battle for the number 2 spot with redshirt freshman Luke Flowers. 2 games at USC, 1 rushing attempt for the Pleasant Grove, Utah kid. From the pistol, he'll hand it off and bounce into the outside is Hasheem Jones. And the true freshman who they're really excited about picks up a first down. And the tackle made by Javante Walker. Jensen's a guy that is married and was really in a battle to find out who would be number 2.
Yeah, it really was. He's a good player. Very highly recruited out of high school. Of course, USC player from Pleasant Grove, Utah. Played 3 games there and had a lot of success for USC. It just didn't work out for him, being behind Caleb Williams.
And 1 year at BYU in the spring of 21, went on an LDS mission before going to SC, and now in Missoula. Here's Jones trying the right side, nothing doing, shut down right at the line of scrimmage. Jones, a guy, a freshman from Hartford, Connecticut, who has a bright future.
Very bright future. You saw him explode off the corner there that first time. The first carry that he had, really good job to see him get in there. And when you're a coach and you can have these young players get in and get reps, it's very valuable, because now they're able to get reps outside of practice. And right now we got Eli Gilman's little brother, Monty Gilman, here lining up at the slot receiver. That's a number 2 receiver at the bottom of your screen.
There you see him at the 41-yard line on a 2nd down and 10. He'll go in motion. And he's going to get the little toss and takes it with the speed inside the 35. What a move from Gilman, the redshirt freshman. He runs a 4.340.
Yeah, he's got some serious juice. His brother's fast, Monty's faster. You see, obviously they like him. They got a specific play, fly sweep in for him. Great job by him on his first carry.
Dassel, Minnesota, like his brother. Almost 1,300 yards rushing his senior year in high school. 3rd and 3. Jensen will hand it off to Jones. And Jones tackled from behind. That was a good play by Jairus Phillips, junior from Washington, from behind.
Really good play there by Phillips, shooting the gap off the corner through the C gap. You see him go with no hesitation and be able to make a play. Montana's where they want to be on 3rd and short. Really good job by him not getting the first down, though, due to the play by that young man.
So on 4th down, they'll go for it here. 4th and about 1.5 yards. They need to get the football to the 29. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Jones. Hit, and I don't know if he got there. Just inside the 30.
It's going to be really close, Trey.
And it looks like Central Washington has taken over on downs. Let's take a look at our Williams Heating and Plumbing poll results. Visit WilliamsPlumbing.com to register for a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Cat or Grizz game. There it is. Who's going to win the whole thing? South Dakota State right now taking the lead.
No doubt there. You see a pretty spread out poll across those top teams. NDSU, SDSU, Montana State, and Montana. A lot of good football teams on that board there.
Well, you know, the Missouri Valley Football Conference and the Big Sky are going to have a lot to say about how that thing shakes out. Wildcats have the football, and they have a new quarterback in there as well, as Caleb Christensen's going to get some snaps here, a junior from Royal City, Washington.
Again, you see some of these players on the 2 and 3 deep or younger guys coming in and getting reps. It's so incredibly important for them to perform at a high level. I guarantee you both of these coaches expect the right thing to be done at a championship level and no drop off. That's why it's so important to get these reps.
They already had a win in their opener against Colorado Mesa. They'll face West Texas A&M in their next game, trying to win the Lone Star Conference this year. Flag is thrown, back shoulder throw, and a completion near midfield. As that was hauled in by Ty Snyder, junior from Richfield, Washington.
Offside, number 99 in the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Let's take a look at the Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
2:40 to go, 42-17 Montana. Putting the finishing touches on this one. And this is a victory that is going to feel good, I think, especially in the second half for Bobby Howe.
Well, you see the adjustments that were made both on the offense and defensive side of the ball. On the defensive side to start, the run game. And obviously the problems with the deep passing game, but really the run game. That's what you want to knock down as a defense, because that's where problems start. And then on the offensive side, for Central Washington, they did so good in the first half. In the second half, they really had some trouble with that stretch zone. That's a testament to Montana and their adjustments at half.
And we hit the 2-minute timeout here in Missoula, Washington Grizzly Stadium.
Timeout on the field.
11th straight season-opening victory on tap for Montana. Two minutes, blackout night here in Missoula, and a season-opening victory is on tap for the Montana Grizzlies, up 42-17, as they have shut out Central Washington in the second half. Wildcats have the football on the Grizz 46-yard line with Caleb Christensen, their junior backup quarterback, in there now. A team that's going to make some waves in Division II. Christensen to the air, and he completes a pass for a first down. That was Andrew Malloy, their tight end, inside the 30-yard line.
Good play design there by Coach Fair. It's called a sail. It's called a sail route. You see 82 run, little flag route to the corner with the back in the flat and the receiver on a vertical, hit them in the hole shot.
Operator, please put 1 minute and 54 seconds on the game clock. 1 minute and 54 seconds.
The hole shot is a gap in cover 2 defense behind the corner in front of the safety.
Central Washington has had some good moments, almost 300 yards of offense, but really stymied here in the second half by the Grizzlies defense. Baumgartner at running back. He'll get his number called straight ahead. Spins out of one tackle and bounces down near the 21-yard line. Let's take a look at our Whitefish Credit Union player of the game. There were some stars on offense, but none bigger than Eli Gilman.
Eli Gilman, Trey, we said it early in the game, right before we kicked off, that he was going to have a big night for them to have a successful night, and that he has.
Baumgartner, short yardage, close to a first down. Career highs, the yardage and the touchdown runs.
13.2 yards a clip. Great job. 61-yard long. And I think that you could throw right in behind him is that Montana offensive line led by Dylan Botner at center, doing a great job for Eli in the running game. You see him right there. Good job by him tonight. A lot of things to build off of for the Montana offense in the running game.
567 yards of offense. If you had to nitpick things they need to work on?
Well, I just say protecting the ball and scoring when you're in scoring position. Not getting penalties when you do score. Playing clean football.
Christensen, back foot throw for the corner, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Beaugenet down there.
Going back to that thought, Trey, on things to work on, you go to Central Washington. They did so good in the first half, staying on schedule with the keys to victory that we got from Coach Ferreter. Winning on first down, converting on third down, and controlling the clock. That was taken away by Montana's defense in the second half. For Montana, they had problems in that stretch game, and they really did a good job of getting off the field on third down and giving their offense more opportunities to score the football.
Is some of that just early season trying to get in the flow of that physical play out there?
It is. You go through fall camp so long and you play against each other, you know each other, but you know what? Wow, big hit there. We'll come back to that, Trey.
That was Elijah Brady that delivered it. Sophomore corner from Seattle.
Good physical play by him. Coming off of his block and making a play on the ball carrier. Tackling him properly, head up, inside out. Good job, good play by him. But Trey, we were talking about something to work on. It happens early in the season and you don't get it until you get live rounds. And let's remember, both of these teams don't have film on each other. So you gotta have a lot of new things there to figure out in a hurry.
And there's pressure, and they force the errant throw. Great pressure that time from Hayden Opitz, the sophomore from Helena, the linebacker.
Again, Coach Hawk isn't gonna change anything. Good job pressuring until the end of the game.
42-17, the Grizz win their season opener. This is a fun game to call, but Montana really flexed their muscles in the second half.
They did. They showed a lot of the seniority on the defensive side of the ball, being able to adjust at half to changes that were made by Coach Houck and by Coach Rogers.
And the longest active streak in FCS, 11 straight. And they put their mark on this one against a really good team from Division II. We're going to hear some good things about this team down the line this season.
Yeah, I think that they're going to have a really good season in Central Washington. Montana has a good job and a good first game that they can build off of, learning to not commit penalties, learning to not turn the ball over when you're in scoring position.
All right, we knew Eli Gilman and Michael Wortham are special players, and we've not seen anything that would make us think otherwise after this one.
Well, when you have Eli Gilman for so long here at Montana, he's great. Then you get Wortham. Wow, I tell you what, they can really create a lot of problems for a defense in terms of scheme and who you decide to lean to and to watch and to spy and to cover. Great job by Coach Pease and the Montana offense getting his playmakers the football early and often down the stretch.
It was a long wait into week 2. Montana finally got to play some football, and this has to feel good to get one on the victory belt.
I think that Coach Houck is happy with where he ended up.
Let's head down on the field with a star. Here's Kyle Hansen.
Yeah, thank you.
Game, right? First touch of the season and take it to the house. Just walk me through that play and what that was like.
I mean, that's what we've been practicing all week, and we just couldn't wait to finally play a game. I mean, we're the last team in the country to do something. I mean, we're just eager to get out here, and that first touch, the linemen doing their job, I mean, and I had to do mine too, so.
That offense was so much fun to watch. You, Drew, Michael, I mean, really was cooking. Kaylee got going. Just what was it like through this game, and how'd you guys maybe settle in, maybe let some of those nerves go away too?
I mean, we knew it was going to be a little rocky at the start because, I mean, it's the first game of the season. You got to figure some stuff out, but we know what we can do. We've been doing it all fall. So once we got comfortable, we knew it was going to happen. So
Big game for you, obviously. Just what's it like to be out here, just kind of with your guys, start off 1-0?
It's sweet. I mean, that's how we prepare. That's how we practice. So, I mean, we expected nothing less, but it's a great time. I've been waiting to get back here for so long, it feels like.
No doubt about it. All right, Eli, appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Go celebrate over here. There he is, Eli Gilman. Let's send it back upstairs, guys.
Thank you, Kyle. Thanks to our entire crew. Jordan Tripp, I'm Trey Bender. A season-opening victory for Montana. Bobby Houck and company get win number 1 as they gear up for North Dakota next here at Washington-Grizzly Stadium. An important one in Bozeman right now. Overtime. Let's join Ben Creighton and Ty Gregorak. Montana State in action against South Dakota.